And good afternoon to all of our listeners and to our viewers on the YouTube screen, and welcome to Delraine for the Round 5 clash in the NTFA Premier League men. Delraine versus Scottsdale today, 5th versus 6th. So both of these teams looking for a win on the ladder. We might be captainless today. Our captain is trudging the shores of England somewhere in the southwest. It'll be about 5 a.m. over there. It won't be long. He'll be switching on somewhere before he starts his 20-odd K walk today, Dave Moore. So we wish him all the best. But we'll get on. We've got Chris Ball here from the studio, so all the technical side of things look pretty good. And welcome to my co-commentator today. He's already done the women's game, to Mr. Rob Soward.
Matty McGee, great to see you, and welcome. We had a good win to the Deloraine women in the first game, but obviously some interesting visitors here in the Kangaroos colours today, Matthew.
Well, that creates a little bit of intrigue, doesn't it? We've got former Collingwood and GWS players, Heath Shaw and Locky Keefe. So I was surprised to see Heath Shaw's actually ticked over the 40 years of age now, still looks fit. 325 AFL games, 2010 premiership, two-time All-Australian. And what a brilliant thing for the Deloraine community. It's a really good crowd here. to have someone like Heath Shaw, who's a famous Shaw family in Melbourne. He's come over here, and they're a young side. They've got some young Deloraine locals here. But what a great effort for those boys.
It is. It's terrific. And as you were saying to me off air, when these players come over, they're in the town. There's different events
here last
going
night.
on.
That's correct. Yeah,
absolutely. So, having those experienced players around these young players is just a terrific thing, I think. And we've seen it work really well across the league in other clubs as well.
And wouldn't most NTFA clubs love a Locky Keefe? 204 centimetres. 100-odd kilos. He looks as fit as a fiddle. Played 100-odd AFL games, as we said, for Collingwood and the GWS. So, obviously good mates, former teammates. And he's here, big Locky Keefe, as a ruckman.
I think they got, I think it was sort of like one and you get the steak knives. I think they had one lined up, and because of that friendship that you mentioned, they got both of them.
Yeah, so look, it's not a bad day here today. A little bit cooler than probably the city. The clouds came over during the women's game. Thought we might have got a shower, but we didn't. Really looking forward to a clash. And I should also mention on my left here, with the pen and paper ready to go, our statistician on the mic today, Dave Gruber.
Good afternoon, Matthew.
How are you, Groobs?
Yeah, very well, thanks.
A little bit disappointed. We watched a bit of the Devils game, the men's Devils game. Devils were going well. They were 5 goals up at quarter time, Groobs.
Came out of the blocks.
They lost by 53 points.
Overrun in the end.
Jeremy Weberley with a little bit of work to do. We'll keep our eye on, of course, the historic feature down there this afternoon, the VFLW for the Tasmanian women. So we'll keep an eye on that and all the scores from around the state as we go today. Delraine, Rod, they've been quite competitive this year. We saw them here a few weeks ago against Launceston. They were right in the game at three-quarter time. They were really disappointed with their efforts against North Launceston at UTAS. They've copped a few injuries like most clubs, but when you're a club like Deloraine, it's a bit hard for them to sort of have the depth as they go. But look, Scottsdale, a country community, they struggled last year, but true credit to them. They've got their supporters here today. They've got the players on the field. And, look, we're looking forward to a good contest.
We are, and they were certainly in the game, Scottsdale against North Launceston a few weeks ago now. They certainly gave a good account of themselves. Delraine, you talked about, Matthew, very good against Longford. Things are underway here now. Rucks do battle, and away we go. And pretty hard to tell Locky Keefe out there, isn't it, that height you talked about. Ball in dispute, centre square. We saw a very physical encounter in the earlier game. Physical in a positive way, I mean. Just that chase and tackle work, and there was a good tackle there to hold things up. Tapped on quickly there by the Roos. They'd like their chances. Moved on. Through the hands there, Byrne. I reckon we'll call him a bit today. One of their key on-ball players. Lots of tackles around the footy. Byrne involved again. Another tackle held up in the middle of the ground.
Yeah, Ryan Byrne, one of our ex-St Pat's boys, actually. Played in there with us and then went to North Launceston for a little while. But since Delraine are back in this Premier League, he's come. Keefe snaps it out of the ruck. Clearance for him. Goes long and deep. Kangaroos forwards just outside the centre square. Umpire sees a free kick. It's going to be a free kick to Scottsdale. Umpires today, Pagurtha, Gregson and Guinness. So 3 very experienced umpires. Scottsdale, they go short. This time through Alex Towns, former South Lonnie boy. Another St Pat's lad as well. Con on the far wing, links up and goes with Singline. It's one of the better players, Singline, but it's cut off on the halfback flank there by Delraine. They'll now switch it, and they'll switch it wide, and they'll run. They'll come near side of the ground here. Coming through there is the number 1 in for Delraine. Hit up lead, good mark to Ben Smith. Ben Smith, former Longford Junior, inside 50, hits a good lead. Leyden Bloomfield is not going to call it. It's going to go inside 50, though. They get a second look at it, goes out of bounds near side. So Delraine, all the attacking so far. Try and get some numbers here at the moment. That was number 10, in fact, off halfback. That's Ben Blacklow. Hard to see the Delraine numbers on the front of the jumpers. They're white on the white stripe, Rob.
Yeah, no, a real commentator's nightmare, Matty, those ones. Always very hard to see.
Boundary throw in, right forward pocket, Delraine in attack. Ball goes in. Goes Scottsdale's way, though. Clearance there now to Brad Meal. They get a look at them. First goal, Delraine. It's an absolute ripper to Ben Smith in the long sleeves. Well, they had the ball. It was a turnover from Brad Meal. And Ben Smith, dare I say, another St Pat's lad of ours from a few years ago now, Ben Smith. But he was a terrific junior player, stayed under 16. Back in the day, Benny Smith right in amongst it. And he must be out this way now. Delraine, that was a really good goal off the pack. Little check side on the outside of the boot. Benny Smith with the first for Delraine.
Crumbed it beautifully, and it's terrific that that knowledge you have of these players in that junior era. St Pat's a football factory, as we know, and Smith crumbed that beautifully and opened the account for the Kangaroos. Ball back
side
in the
of his
centre.
opponent.
He did. Ball back in the centre. Keefe again. You'd reckon he'd be doing that a bit today. Scottsdale read it well off hands. Don't argue. Get out of the way. Says I think there was Monson there. Got rid of his opponent. But Deloraine mark across half back and they come back quickly. Ball bobbling around there. That was Creswell. Popular Deloraine name. Through the hands. Can't quite control it. It's going to be all right though. That was Byrne. Ridden into the ground. Umpire says that's mine, just on that wing position in front of the Deloraine Hotel sign.
I'll leave you with it for a little minute. I'm going to check a few of these numbers for us.
That's all right, yeah, we've got a couple of numbers we need to find out about. Umpire balls it up. Tap down there, Keefe. Pies come away with it. They're doing well off hands at the moment, the Pies, not winning the ruck contest. Moved on quickly there, outside of the boot. Heading goalwards. Takes the off break instead of the leg break. Ball stays in though, far into the ground. Who's got the numbers there just to escort that over the boundary line?
That number 7 on the far wing is Nathan Pearce. Someone's also an inclusion today, the former North Launceston player,
right,
who's actually called in on the way for some reason from Coolangatta up on the Gold Coast now. He must have a buy. He must know someone here at Deloraine.
Well,
and Nathan Pearce is the number 7.
Pretty handy pickup too for them. A very well credentialed player, as Matthew said. Ball in dispute just inside the 50 here. Scottsdale into the ground. They're going to that highway end. Umpire says another ball up. So, despite Keefe doing that dominant job in the ruck as you'd expect, Pies have been reading it pretty well off the hand. Roos look to clear it here now though. Just belted out into open play. Diving mark, not taken on that occasion. Umpire's picked out a free kick. Go the way of the Kangaroos through Byrne. Byrne moves it on quickly, and he's picked out number 18 there, Deegan Young, who also moves it on quickly, and he's got a teammate in open space who's going to go back and have a shot on goal to get Scottsdale's first on the board, and that's Tyrell Johnston. Just quick ball movement, the key there in that case. And Johnston's going to be kicking from inside 50, pretty much directly in front. Shouldn't have any problems with the drift. The accuracy will be the thing. Sits it up nicely. Forward, off the ground. Through there for a goal. Great work, Scottsdale. Well, we talked about crumbing the pack. We're just waiting on the number.
He's a long way away, Rob.
He's a long way away, Matty.
I've got my eye on him. I'll wait for him to flick around.
You
but
do
yeah,
that.
Opportunistic goal.
It certainly was. And hit the front of the pack beautifully.
Number 1.
Number 1. He's the guy we also don't know. Number 1.
No, number 1. Now, they've got a private player who's not listed.
Bobby Hill, possibly, maybe.
Number 1. So anyway, we'll give it to number 1. It was a goal to number 1.
It was Bobby Hill like that. It was a beautiful crumb off the front of the pack. And they're on the board, the Pies.
Mr. Private, we'll call him.
Mr. P player.
Saving Private Ryan. Number 1, anyway. Good go. It's a good size. So I don't know where they've got him from. We'll try and get down to the boundary at some stage. Without a boundary rider today makes it difficult. Talking to some Deloraine players before the game. They were quietly confident, but they know that Scottsdale are going to feel that this is one of the games they really can win. So getting the ball on the far side is Alex Towns. Comes out wide, Deloraine ball. Good hands by Chilcott, the skipper. They come inboard, use it well to Dylan Hall. Touches the ball on the ground. Goes into 50, taking another grab off the pack. It's going to be a Deloraine goal. Running in, it's going to be James Newsom. So Newsom, he kicks the goal off the pack. But I love the lead and the attack on the footy there by the full forward in Bloomfield. But it's a terrific goal off the pack, doing what a small forward, crumbing forward should do. Clean, and Newsom gets the second for Deloraine.
Yeah, terrific. Wasn't that setting up for a really big mark? But Newsom working hard and then had time and space and daylight in front of him and didn't blaze away, took his time and added the second for the Roos.
So 2 goals straight, Deloraine. 1 goal straight to Scottsdale. Thank you for joining us here on City Park Radio. And we thank our sponsors every week. Brought to you by Buckby Motors. Today our broadcast, locals supporting locals. We have your next car at Buckby Motors. So thank you to the crew in there at Buckby Motors. I'll tell you what, if you're an import AFL player, you know, it's become a bit of a gimmick at times getting players around. We've seen different players already around the state. I don't know how Locky Keefe would like playing in the ruck today. If you're sort of that, he'd much rather sit at full forward, I reckon.
That's what I'd be doing,
Scottsdale through Con, but another turnover. Another turnover for Dave Gruber. We'll hear from you in a moment, Grubes. Here's Newsom, the goal kicker, far side. So Newsom. It's a name I remember back in the Deloraine days, the Newsom family. So that's a terrific mark again there by Bloomfield. No, in fact, it's Smith. No, it's Bloomfield. No, Smith it is. I was right the first time. It's Smith. There's a live wire forward. There's holding the footy. The Deloraine crowd, which is healthy, they go wild.
Newsom again.
And Newsom again. Another dangerous one. Kicked the goal earlier off the pack. That was Ben Smith that took that good grab here in front of us.
You talked him up with his state underage.
Yeah, really good little runner back in the day.
Kicked the goal, didn't he?
Brother Connor was out here around the Meander Valley area too for a little while, so he's not playing today. I think I saw him listed in the Meander Valley Suns outfit, so I might have just gone down the road a fraction, down to Westbury. So here it is, Newsom. He's kicked one already early. Bit of a stutter, 30 metres out, directly in front, looks good, is good. That's 2 for him. 3 goals now to Delraine. Just the turnover wasn't at half back. Scottsdale, they had the ball, turned it over, and before we knew it, the ball was inside the forward 50 for Delraine.
It was a real footy factory out here. You talked about those competitions from back in the day. Hagley, Westbury, some terrific footballers come through both of those clubs, and back in the day when that competition was strong, football was strong here too.
Yeah, the Delraine it was.
Yeah, there certainly was. And again, you go the other way, Matty. Elizabethtown, Red Hills, Chudley, Mole Creek, Meander.
Mole Creek, yes.
Yep.
I actually played mini-league in the very last day of Red Hills' existence.
Did you?
Yes, used to play it.
Kangaroos they were, weren't they?
No, yes, they were. I played, I think they were red. I don't know if they were red at some stage there, but I played for the Hagley mini-league.
Oh, Magpies.
Was the Magpies. We used to play at half-time. In between the reserves and the seniors. Fantastic. Funny enough, Deloraine get a centre clearance. Here's O'Keefe. Forward. Not being able to get the ball there is Darcy Hewitt. He's a regular goal kicker. There's Hayes. He can't clear it. Hewitt gets it out under pressure there. The Scottsdale player in sing line. Pressure on from Deloraine. Here's Smith. He's had a look. He goes again. Misses near side. So forward line pressure. But geez, Locky Keefe looked big, didn't he, when he went forward?
Did, yeah. Hectic there from the Rouge. They were lucky to get out of jail there. The Pies, they move it out. I want to just slow it down here a bit. There's Milne, an experienced campaigner. Gone to number 1, Gary Player's son, private player. Kicked it out to 30, Mitch Conn. Just slow it down. They don't need to hurry. Come in board. Needs to hit a target, though. Lots of blue jumpers there. Rebound, though. Held up nicely. Number 9, Wish Wilson. Good Scottsdale name. Good mark taken inside 50 there by number, I think it's Sam Tompkinson. Long ball inside 50. Juggle, 1-2. Taken. Warwick Hall.
Their leading goal kicker this year, Warwick Hall. Tough to get goals up at Scottsdale at times, but he's kicked 5.
He's done all right.
He's their leading goal kicker for the year.
And you certainly want to make this number 6 because if you're Scottsdale, you want to be staying with the Roos early. They're often off to a bit of a fly. A couple of imports as well. Want to make the most of every opportunity. Hall moves in. Goal umpire does not move. Warwick Hall's on the board, and that's the second for the Magpies. So just to start they want, Matty. They want to stay in this game early.
Well, they've had the chance, haven't they? They've had the chance a couple of times and turned the ball over at half back. No such issue on that occasion, finding their leading goal kicker in Hall. Dave Gruber, just some early stats from you.
Yeah, Delraine dominating the hitouts 8-3, but clearances, Scottsdale on top 6-4, and each team has been inside 55 times.
Yeah, so if you just joined us, 3-1-19 Delraine leads Scottsdale 2 straight 12. Entertaining game early. The ball flowing backwards and forwards. The ruckman with the big job in the ruck for Scottsdale is Tuffin. So Tuffin up against Keefe. Tuffin did well. Gets it his near side. They fight hard in the middle there through Bowman. It's going to be a ball up. Still in the centre circle. here at Deloraine. You can hear the crowd in the effects mic, a really nice crowd. We're up here in the old grandstand area in the box of the Deloraine Oval. We are at one end, so there's one ground. There's when the ground gets up there, and that's going to be holding the footy. It's going to be a free kick against Con. It's going to go to Deloraine on centre wing. So this is Chilcott. Finds Byrne. Two good midfielders combining. Byrne to Keefe. The big clunk on the 50. Goes short. Turnover. Umpire says play on, not 15, but it's well done there. And a good mark on the rappel from Tyson. They go by hand, that forward handball. We see it so much in the AFL now. Wish Wilson. Inside 50. Hall. Looks to nearly have grabbed that one. Could have been paid. They get it forward and they take the mark. The goal assist, or the scoring assist there from Mountney. Another big northeast name. We'll get the player as they turn around. And it was a play in front, get the rewards. And it's number 15 as he turns around, Lachlan Cox. So Cox, I tell you what, Hall, the big fella there, with he's got the Nate 5 headband, the surfy look, was a terrific grab. Here comes Cox. Never going to score when your shoulders are pointed that way. No. It's always going to go through the points, and it does. So that's their first point. 2-1-13. Scottsdale, they trailed Deloraine by the single goal. Here's Rob Sauer.
Roos move it back in. Good mark taken there by Keefe. About 2 feet taller than his opponent out there on that occasion in Elliot Tyson. Goes back inboard. Finds Byrne. He's been busy early. Sorry, that was Chilcott, I should say. Come out wide, changing the angle. Good mark taken there. Taylor.
He gets the big numbers, Chilcott.
Yeah, he racks them up all right.
Good players.
Down the line. Delraine player in good position. Just couldn't quite control on that occasion. Pies with the numbers. Get out of trouble, can they? That handball's not going to do it. Byrne was in the mix there. Can he keep it in? I don't think so. So they got themselves into trouble there. The Pies, they were out, and then the pressure from Chilcott and Byrne meant that we're going to get a throw in just in front of our commentary position here.
Trying to get a visual on Heath Shaw today.
Singing the same thing, Matty. We haven't.
Here he is on half-back. He's directing some plays, setting them up behind the footy.
Terrific.
There he is playing off half-back, Heath Shaw.
Umpire's picked out a free kick. It's against Keefe on this occasion, and it's the ruckman in Chuan. Sorry, I should say Tuffin.
He's turned it over, though. So Delraine on centre wing. Taking the ball now for Delraine is Liam Taylor. Inside 50, Keefe sets. Hands in the back. No, he's going to stand. It's good. I thought he said hands. Right in front of us here, Locky Keefe.
That's where you want him as the import, don't you? Probably a bit closer to goal even.
36 years old, former Collingwood and Giants player. Had a few little moment, one in particular moment out of the game where some decision making might have banned him for a little bit of AFL time, Rob. I don't know if you remember that. We don't need to go into details. Here he is, Keefe. 119 AFL games, one game for Deloraine, and now one goal to Locky Keefe. So it's going to be dangerous if he pushes forward like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you could just see, Matty, you called it beautifully. Had the hands on the numbers. I mean, you're allowed to do that, but just read it better in the air. And I guess when you're 6'8" in the old money, that makes it hard for a defender to try and keep the ball away from you, and it gets those arms up. And money for jam for Locky Keefe.
Well, I said there'd be any club around, well, pretty much the whole of Australia that wouldn't mind a 204 centimetre ruckman rocking in their club. And he looks fit. And playing ruck and then pushing forward as a real target. So 4-1-25 now, Deloraine. Scottsdale 2-1-13. He's back in the ruck now, Keefe. The umpire has found something. It's going to be a reset. There we go. We'll go again. So Keefe up against Tuffin. They get the ball out now. Chilcott again. He's been excellent this first quarter. Swings it wide. Inside 50. Here's Croden. It's Hewitt. Couldn't take the mark. Shot at goal, or trying to pass the ball there was Johnston. It was Hall. And it's been turned over Scottsdale. He's going to turn it over though. Here's the dangerous Newsom. Hewitt gets a real good look at him. Darcy Hewitt. Golski. Son of a gun out here at Deloraine, Darcy Hewitt. Another St. Pat's lad back in the day, Big Darcy. But he can kick goals, and he does so on that occasion. He had a real good look at him, and Darcy Hewitt kicks a good goal for
That's
the
why
Deloraine.
I've got no hair left coaching against you. I think
well, we had a few.
You had a few boys there, all right.
5-1-31 Delraine. Scottsdale 2-1-13.
He's Madge's boy.
He is.
Yep.
Son of a gun.
Absolute superstar here, Madge Hewitt. Delraine. And, Scottsdale are going to have to do something here because the dam's bursting and you let them get off to a start like this, Delraine, and we mentioned a couple of import players, things could get pretty untidy here pretty quickly. Ball back in the centre of the ground. Rucks do battle. Keefe having a little spell. Umpire's picked out a free kick. He's leaked. Scottsdale trying to take advantage. Looks like they have. Wasn't really an advantage. They stopped. And now Scottsdale players held. So one of those cases where advantage really isn't advantage. The players all stopped. And now the ball's with Lekis Mountainy. Goes out wide, does Mountainy. Player hiding behind the light post. It was number 28, Lachlan Bowerman. Ball goes back inboard. Quick hands there from number 1, the goal scorer, who we've got to find out who he is. Calling him listed as private player. International man of mystery. Ball up about 20 metres around from the Scottsdale goal. Players on the move. Deloraine player tackled without it. They just pump it out of there. Trying to find some space, and space is the winner. Off hands. Will be a boundary throw in on this occasion. Just on the wing position in front of both dugouts.
Deloraine get the win today. That's 2 wins for them, of course, upsetting Longford earlier on the year. And they actually go up to 2 wins, 8 points. They'll be level with Longford and not too far away from the top 4.
No, and that was a terrific win against Longford. Like you said, Matty, not a lot of people would have picked that one.
No, and they were really competitive, as I mentioned, against Launceston here. And probably should have beaten North Launceston as well. Here they do well. Scottsdale, Mr. Private Player, he turns the ball over though, and it's turned over on the far wing. So Deloraine do well. They come through Liam Taylor. They remove the ball well there off half back. He goes left, right, goes back down the wing now. Long kick, Keefe, sets, too strong, too big. Left footer, Keefe, inside 50, jumping over, all pushed. Leighton Bloomfield. It's going to be a free kick. He ran under the ball and then got pushed sort of as he did it. Monson couldn't get there. And it's going to be a free kick here now to Bloomfield. 6 goals this year to Bloomfield. The leading goal kicker for Deloraine. Nice yellow boots. So here's Bloomfield. We'll keep an eye on the goal umpire. And he doesn't move. That's another goal to Deloraine. They now have 6. And Leighton Bloomfield gets his first in the first quarter here at Deloraine. 6-1-37. They've kicked away here now in Scottsdale. 2-1-13.
Yeah, like I said, they're not going to want to... they need that like a hole in the head, Scottsdale. They really need to stay in this game. You can see their midfielders now just talking about what they need to do. With that dominance that Keefe had in the hitouts, as Dave Gruber shared with us, Scottsdale were winning the clearances, but they've just broken down going inside that 50. Matty talked about Warwick Hall, really is their main focal point up there, and he's being outpointed at the moment by a very, very well organised Deloraine defence. Ball back in the middle of the ground. Rucks again do battle. Keefe having a spell up forward still. So it might be an opportunity for them to capitalise. Scottsdale try and clear the square. Handball over the head to no one in particular. Bit of friendly fire. All bobbling around. Delraine, Scottsdale will want to move this forward quickly. They're giving up territory at the moment. Forward handball there by Delraine. Hewitt, good tackle. Might be rewarded. No, umpire says play on. Delraine numbers around it. Scottsdale just bang it out of there. Hazelwood, no one in particular. Open space. Hall way away from goal. Delraine steady. Oh, slip at the crucial time. It'll be okay. They've got time. Player there ridden into the ground. Unlucky not to get a free kick there on that occasion. That was Pearce. Matty talked about him, ex-Northern Bomber, Northern Bomber and Hillwood player.
Yep.
Now playing on the up in Queensland, you
on
said,
the Gold
Matty.
Coast, I believe. Yeah, Coolangatta.
Good part of the world. Scottsdale player held there without it. I think you'll find, no, other way. Deloraine player held without it. So that was the first infringement. Free kick there to the Rouge as they send it deep inside 50. That was Chuon. Off hands, ball bobbling around. Scottsdale with the numbers. They just hold it up. They won't want to concede another goal here, Matthew.
No, they won't. With Keefe in the ruck, 20 metres out for the goal. Delraine kicking towards the racecourse end here of the ground where the big grandstand is now. Over the days, the old Easter races here at Delraine over the jumps. They get the ball out now, do they? Through Towns. They go a little bit further on now to Coxon. So Coxon up the wing. That's good movement from the Magpies. So far side of the ground. Scottsdale, another turnover off half back. You doing those stats for us, Grooves? Turnovers or intercept marks?
Yes, Delraine taken 6 intercept marks, most of them I think in the defensive 50.
Yeah, here's Chilcott. Finds Atkins. All these famous names out here in the Meander Valley. Atkins and Hewitt and Chilcott. Here he is again. Had plenty of it, Chilcott. Here's Keefe. Good effort by the young defender there from Scottsdale. That is Creswell. But I think he's kicked it near the boundary. No, it's been paid a mark. So well done there again. This is Burke. Ball goes out of bounds. Off the feet. It's a lasso. It's going to be a free kick.
I was impressed with that Creswell last year. He just looks to need to put on a bit of size, doesn't he? He's got good levers, though.
Free kick. Right on the boundary line. This is Johnston. Oh, he sells a bit of candy. Steps around on the man on the mark. Johnston to the 50. Do they have the numbers? They do, the Pies. Hall is there. Combining. Getting the ball 15 metres out. What's the umpire paid a free kick?
Yep, picked a free kick
It's going to be a free kick against Liam Taylor, pushing the back. As the player gets up, number 23, it's going to be a free kick to Tyrrell Johnston. Tyrrell Johnston is a live wire. He played on. Oh, no. He stubbed his toe, and it turned over at the top of the goal square.
Absolute coach killer, that one. And here come the Roos. Chilcott having an absolute mountain of it. Ball goes through the hands quickly. Byrne gives it out wide. Can't hit a target. Chilcott's worked for him, though. Turns around, pivots, has a look, goes backwards. Goes backwards to go forwards. Hall, timely hand. Hewitt gives it off quickly. Another opportunity here for the Rouge. Just doesn't quite hit the target, but they've got time. Through the hands there, that was Smith. He's in the midst again. Holding the ball. Oh, looked like he was taken high.
He was taken high. Lucky to get away with it, but they did. So the Magpies, they come away again. This is Con. So Con off half back, just these skill errors. Here's Mr. P player. Mr. Private. He goes out wide, real wide, getting lost out on the far side to Towns. And there is the siren. So it's quarter time here at Deloraine. And Deloraine lead all comers. 6-1-37 Deloraine. They lead Scottsdale 2-1-13. You got the goal kickers for us, Rob?
I have. What I'll do, Macca, is I'll give us the goal kickers, and then I'm going to sneak down very quickly and find out who number one is.
Thank you. Please
so,
do.
Goal scorers for Deloraine. James Newson leading all comers with 2. Singles for Leighton Bloomfield, Ben Smith, Darcy Hewitt, and Locky Keefe, one of the visitors. And for Scottsdale, Warwick Hall has their single goal and private player, soon to be revealed.
You find out who he is.
I will.
Get down there, Rob. Thanks for that. Groups, just before we go for a break, let's hear some stats.
Hit-outs, Deloraine lead 11 to Scottsdale 6. Clearances, Scottsdale in front 12-7. Inside 50s, Deloraine 11 to Scottsdale 10. Marks inside 50, Deloraine 1, Scottsdale 3. Intercept marks, Deloraine 6, Scottsdale 2. And free kicks 6 apiece.
We'll analyse those when we come back. Thanks for joining us here on City Park Radio Sport. Brought to you by Buckby Motors. Visit buckbymotors.com.au to find your next car. And we'll head to the studio for a break. And we'll come back and analyse the first quarter with the team here at Deloraine. Deloraine 6-1-37, Scottsdale 2-1-13. It is. I was right the first time. It's Smith. There's a live wire for. There's holding the footy, the Deloraine crowd. Bit of a stutter. 30 metres out, directly in front. Looks good. Is good. That's 2 for him. 3 goals now to Deloraine.
Good mark taken inside 50 there by number There's Sam Tompkinson. Long ball inside 50. Juggle 1-2. Want to make the most of every opportunity. Hall moves in. Goal umpire does not move. Warwick Hall's on the board. And that's
taking the ball now for Deloraine is Liam Taylor. Inside 50. Keefe sets. Hands in the back. No.
We don't need to go into details.
Here he is, Keefe. 119 AFL games. One game for Deloraine. And now one goal to Locky Keefe. It was Hall. It's been turned over Scottsdale. He's going to turn it over though. Here's the dangerous Newsom. Hewitt gets a real good look at him. Darcy Hewitt. Golski. Kick. Keefe sets. Too strong. Too big. Left footer. Keefe inside 50. Jumping over. All pushed. Leighton Bloomfield. It's going to be a yellow boots. Here's Bloomfield. We'll keep an eye on the goal umpire. And he doesn't move. That's another goal to Deloraine. They now have 6. Thanks for joining us back here at the Delraine Oval. The quarter-time score is Delraine 6-1-37, Scottsdale 2-1-13. You got some breaking news for us, Roberto?
I have got some breaking news, Matthew, and thanks very much to Rachel Williams from the North East Advertiser and a passionate football supporter and also board member of the NTFA. Number one, private player, isn't Gary Player's son as we thought, or Private Ryan, but Ethan Pedlewood.
Well, you'd think the coach would be registered, wouldn't you? Ethan Pedlewood. So the former North Launceston player, been up in Queensland. He's back. He's had a slow start of the season under suspension. He was from his previous competition. He's come back, and knowing Ethan as a junior back when he was playing some state footy, he was a terrific junior, awesome runner. Like a little bit older now, he was an elite cross country type runner, and played some good footy at North London as a really young player, premiership player.
He did, yeah.
And then obviously went away on a bit of a tour around Australia and ended up in Queensland. But great to have him back, a Scottsdale boy there. So it is 2 now. I've got the binoculars up. Of course, it's Ethan Pedlewood. So number one, he's kicked a goal. It's Ethan Pedlewood. What did you see in that first quarter, Rob, that gives the Deloraine a 4-goal lead?
I think they were working a lot harder, Matthew, and particularly being able to chop that ball off across half back. We talked about Kai Chilcott and Ryan Byrne obviously winning a lot of it. But then when it went up the other end, they had so many forward options, didn't they? I mean, you've only got to look at the score sheet. Ben Smith was busy early. Bloomfield kicked a good goal. Darcy Hewitt. Newsom popped up with a couple. And then, of course, Locky Keefe, all 6'8" of him. But so at both ends of the ground, their ability to cut that ball off at half back and then quickly move it back up the other end with too many options for the Scottsdale defence.
Thanks for joining us here just at the quarter-time break. It's time for a break and a hot drink. Then get a cappuccino from our sponsor, Brew Coffee Hut. They're here at one of the games today, the NTFA, probably down at York Park or down at Windsor Park today. Launceston, we'll give you those scores in a moment. But thank you to our sponsors, Brew Coffee Hut. I'll be a little bit light on with Dave Moore away for the term. Just ticked over 6 a.m. in England town. So no doubt Fozzie will be waking from his slumber in a moment. He'll switch us onto YouTube and he'll be giving us some critique.
Do you reckon he'll be having any black pudding?
I don't know. He's had a few meals, but I'll tell you what, he's walking 1,000 Ks in 50 days. And it's up. It's like 1,000-metre inclines.
Yep.
So he's doing a good job to Dave Moore after a bit of a struggle to get there. We mentioned last week, sorry to all the people that might have gone to the airport at 6 a.m. to see him out. He actually never left Launceston until 2:30. It was a delay and then a cancellation, a fog delay. He actually went to London via Tokyo. Can you believe it? Yeah. So anyway, we're about to get underway here in the second quarter. Just a couple of scores from the Premier League. bring you all the other scores at half-time. Launceston 76, lead North Launceston 13 down at Windsor Park. And a closer one out at Longford. It's Longford 9, trailing South Launceston 15.
And just before anyone messages in, we just need to make it clear that Dave Moore was not on the don't fly alerts. It was just a flight delay, wasn't it?
That's right, it was a flight.
That's all it was.
That's right, delayed flight, bit of fog out at Launceston Airport. So, Scottsdale, they're, I'd say, you know what we say, probably the scoring end here at Deloraine, somewhat down the hill. They go up in the ruck. Scottsdale, they tried to get the clearance through Pedlewood, the number one, the elusive number one. We didn't know who it was, now we do. Inside 50 for the Pies. Deloraine fighting hard, forward pocket, getting tackled in the ball. There is Warwick Hall. There's going to be a ball up just inside the 50, right forward pocket side of the ground.
We've also got a number 86, which it looks like Josh
It
Nunn.
is big Joshy Nunn. Yeah, he was an emergency. The burly big Joshy Nunn. Another terrific junior back in his day. Here's Pedlewood. Left foot snap. I think he's missed. Oh, why, geez, he went a little there at one stage.
He did.
Pedlewood is dangerous in those forward stoppage. He's super fit. He's kept that Queensland tan on. And Deloraine come away now. And this is through their player in Pearce.
He's done pretty well. He's obviously been on the beach
sure.
at Bridport.
He's sure with
Shaw's
that
away.
running style.
Gets rid of it. Out wide, Shaw. Looking for Chilcott. Boundary line to win out on that occasion.
He's a good runner, Chilcott. I've watched him being able to run across the ground, Chilcott. Kai Chilcott, that is, and their captain. One of their captains with Bloomfield, but he can run. He can play, Kai Chilcott.
Absolutely. No, really, really important player here for them, the Roos. But good to see Shaw with one of his early disposals in this one. And this is where his experience will be good, being able to direct traffic in these sort of situations. So, Scottsdale want a goal here, you'd reckon. Off hands, on the move beautifully there, Pedlewood trying to shark the front. Now he's tackling, and the umpire says holding the ball, he's going to reward him. Great pressure there from the coach. And that's what coaches need to do at this level. Playing coaches, they need to inspire. And wouldn't a goal here be so important for the Magpies? So he's going back. He's going to be around about, I reckon, 40 metres when he lets this one go. Strikes the ball nicely. Headed goalwards. Umpire doing a bit of work. But it's okay. And you can hear the cheers of the Magpie fans as Ethan Pedlewood adds his second and a much-needed goal there, Matthew, for the Magpies.
Yeah, look, and full credit to Ethan Pedlewood. The club got him back. It was fairly late after they disposed of their last coach. What was his name? The fella from Hobart originally.
Ricky.
Yes, that's him. Ricky. Call him Ricky. That's him. So they got rid of him. Ethan they got back. Terrific leader amongst his community. Really wants to do lots around the youngsters there. He's a school teacher. So doing some work in the local community, the school, and he really wants to do well. So well done to Scottsdale. They get their third and now trail by 17 points.
And that's where they've got to build, you'd reckon, Scottsdale. We talked about Deloraine and that strong local community comp, North East Football Union, Matthew, that you know well. That was a feeder for that. So we're underway again back here now, though. Deloraine looking forward to getting back on that scoreboard. Full circle there. That's got to be holding the ball. No, says the umpire. And Keefe, well out in front of his opponent, moves it on quickly. Finds a teammate. Beautifully done. A round of applause there you can hear from the in-ground, at-ground level microphone.
Bloomfield.
He's always dangerous up there, is Layden Bloomfield. And he's going to be looking to add to his tally of one so far today. Doesn't muck around, moves in quickly. Goal umpire again doesn't move. And that's a quick reply there from Delraine. So they move on, Matthew, too.
Dave Gruber's keeping the score updated as it's hard to see the scoreboard here at Delraine. 7-1-43 Delraine. Leads Scottsdale 3-2-20. So you're right, it was Taylor. He got the ball in quick. Keefe took the mark at 50, turned around and found Bloomfield leading out from through full forward. So 2 goals to him. And Deloraine, they respond.
That's where you just feel the Magpies are going to have trouble because they've got a number of options to goals. To goal the Pies, and obviously with big Locky Keefe up there. Ball back in the middle, Rucks do battle. Been impressed so far with Tuffin. He's having a real crack. Pies, another opportunity. Bounces over Hall's hands. Ridden into the ground is Pedlewood. And I reckon he'll get himself a free kick there. Delraine arguing the toss, but it was there. And as you said, Matthew, he has maintained that Gold Coast tan. He's no doubt heading down to Goftons of a morning. Bit of a swim before school.
And the captain, he's awoken from his slumber. I knew he would. He's helped us out, Ricky Dolliver.
Oh, there you go.
That was him.
On the other side of the world.
He's listening in from Bideford in Devon, England.
Fantastic.
Pedlewood moves in for number 3. It's an easier shot than the last one. No mucking around like shelling peas for him. So goal for goal here at the moment in this second quarter, but the Pies will want to string a couple together. 4-2, 26, 7-1, 43, Matthew.
He looks still looks a player, doesn't he? Just class player. As we mentioned, as a junior through the North Launceston pathways. Let's see whether Heath Shaw wants to go to him now and just say, righto, I'm the 325 game AFL superstar. I'm going to go to you, and he has. He switched over from Hall, and he's taken on Pedlewood.
Now, won't that be an interesting battle?
There you go. So Pedlewood, he's kicked 3. And the AFL Premiership player in Heath Shaw's had to go to him in the back pocket. Ball back in the ground. Here's Keefe up against the ruckman there in Bowman. So Bowman, it's a good bounce. Here is Pedlewood and Shaw. Shaw, the 40-year-old, kicked off the ground by Hall, and it goes out of bounds in front of Hall and Shaw.
I was going to say Pedlewood would be able to have a talk over a few raspberries tonight about how Heath Shaw had to run a hard tag on him.
He did. He did. So number 22 wearing that is Heath Shaw. Pedlewood lurking now. Boundary throw in. Right forward pocket here. This is young Rachel Williams' son. Boundary throw in. That's young Hamish throwing the ball in there, Rob. Ooh. So Rachel Williams, we mentioned before, there's a shot at goal, Scottsdale, but it's a mark in the back line to Howe. He's tucked right around here. So Howe, let's see if they get a repeat entry. We go short. It's about 10.5 metres. It goes to Shaw. Heath Shaw misses a target. Handball back, good below his knees. There's a attempted barrel. Dump kick forward, and it pays off. It's a mark there from Jurak. So this is Thomas Jurak, another youngster of Deloraine. So Jurak, it's not a great kick. He finds, dropping the mark there from Scottsdale. I went early. It was a bread and butter one there, and he missed the mark. Jacob Singline.
You mentioned those young Rachel Williams' boys. Terrific. They boundary umpired the earlier game as well. So in a sport that struggles for umpires, it's great to see young people putting their hand up, isn't it, Matt?
Pocket money for the lads, my word. Love their footy with the Williams boys. Here's Byrne. Fast. Could have been taken without umpire Sedger over it. Play on. Inside 50 for Dave Gruber and the Magpies. Here's Nunn. The burly Nunn comes out. Finds hands to Pedlewood. Tries to release the hands. Ends up handballing it to himself. Could have been taken high and was. Free kick against Chilcott. Deloraine crowd give a bit of advice. He squares it up to Nunn. So Nunny, you talked about Hagley before. Big family, the Nunn from Hagley.
Prospect High boys back in the day.
My word. A few of the lads. He's played a bit of footy at North Launceston as well back in the day, Nunny.
Bridport as well.
So here he is. The burly Josh Nunn wearing 86. He's kicked a few goals in his day. Just floats to the right and misses. But it was a good repeat entry for the Magpies, Rob.
His son plays here too, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Played with his son in the corresponding game last year.
Here's Byrne getting the kick in.
Byrne, he's had a bit of it early. Looks left, looks right, goes right. Sets a bit of a mission for his teammate in the long sleeves. It's okay. Ben Smith. Called him a bit early in the forward line. Working back now. That's a good mark taken under pressure out there. I thought the umpire was going to pay something, but it's Leighton Bloomfield. Long way from home. Heads back towards the centre of the ground. All Magpies, nest of them. Can't take it though. Come away though again. The Roos, I should say. Hard work out there. That's Chilcott again. Loads up. Another opportunity. Pumps it forward there for Hewitt. Under pressure. Lots of numbers around the footy. It'll be a ball up, I reckon.
Early stats, Screws, in the second quarter here at Deloraine.
Scottsdale 5 inside 50 so far this quarter to Deloraine's 1. And again, getting well on top in the clearances, 6-2.
Yeah, so there you go. It's a good effort from the Magpies.
Yeah, they're working really, really hard. Obviously, they needed to change something because it was getting away from them, Matthew.
So boundary throw in. Tackling well, the Magpies. Let's see if they can win another clearance. They can't on this occasion. It comes out, nice short kick there from the player in. Keefe it was.
Keefe sent it in. I think it's
marked a... Oh, it's not Bloomfield, no.
Hewitt,
it's number 7.
No.
It's wrong end of the... Pearce. So one of our additions today, Nathan Pearce. Highway end of the ground. Tucked away left forward pocket. Goes around the corner. It's low. And misses. So a score for Delraine. Kicked 1-1 for the quarter.
Pretty handy in, isn't he, when your mate's just driving down the road and he pops in to play footy. I know we loved calling him out there at North Launceston, didn't we?
Yes. I don't know what the connection is, but he's come down for today's game. Boys over there in the ute, look at them, they're sitting up. Great country footy.
Oh, yeah. That's fantastic. Ball out on the centre wing position. Scottsdale going to want to try and score again here. All Deloraine at the moment. They come away with a Chilcott. Jalen Chilcott, that is. Through the hands. Back to Kai Chilcott. Chilcott's everywhere. Spinning. The umpire says holding the ball. Deloraine pressure outstanding. Signalled the wrong way, but it's Deloraine footy. In the sunshine. Here at Deloraine Oval. Last time we were out here, the corresponding game last year was just about full moon by about now. Off hands, bobbling around. I'm just watching. I thought the umpire was about to signal holding the ball, but no.
AFL update too. It's the Adelaide Crows 119 versus North Melbourne, an insipid 38.
Shiver me timbers.
Adelaide kicked 10 goals to 2 points in the second quarter.
That's incredible.
Oh, and I tipped the Kangas as a chance too.
Did you?
Yes. Why? Anyway, here we go. Scrubby effort there. It's going to be a free kick, middle of the ground to Delraine. It's going to go to Oliver Clark. He's got players on. He's got Byrne. He hasn't seen him. He is only a wee man, though, young Burner. Inside 50, Delraine fly Keefe. The big unit. We don't need to worry who he is. Sing line. Getting the ball now through the Delraine player is Dylan Hall. He twists. He turns. He goes to Chilcott. Inside 50 mark. They turn. Banana kick, goal. Is it Bloomfield? No,
Pierce.
wrong colour boots. Pearce. So Nathan Pearce kicks the goal. Far end of the ground here at Delraine. They've now got 2 for the quarter. They're 8-2-50 Delraine, and they lead Scottsdale 4-3-27.
Sort of snuffed out that bit of a run from Scottsdale, as Groove shared with us in his stats. Yeah, they starting to get a bit of momentum, getting their hands on the footy, but that just kills you when it goes up that other end and they score. And as I said, what a handy guy to have up there, Matty. Nathan Pearce, champion at Hillwood and premiership player there, premiership player at North Launceston, and calling past.
5 inside 50s. They've had 3 shots at goal. So Scottsdale, they've got to try and repel.
Ball back in the centre of the ground. Scottsdale come away with it. Byrne sharks it, gives it back to Chilcott, back to Byrne. Called him an absolute stack of times today. Chilcott will get it back. It's kick number 400 for the quarter. And looks like Pearce again on the lead, causing all sorts of havoc up there. The former Shark and Bomber takes a timely mark. And Scottsdale not having any answers to that. Nathan Pearce loves a goal, knows his way around the goals. He's going to kick this one from probably about 40 metres when he lets it go. Couple of steps, heads goalwards, pushes it across the face and off hands on this occasion for one behind. So causing plenty of problems up there is Pearce. But that Scottsdale back line just a little underdone at the moment. They certainly need to stem the bleeding there. Nice mark taken by Rowan Monson. Deep in the back pocket. Looking for something to kick to. Goes down the line. Bodies fly. And that's a mark over the top. A very good one taken by Logan Howe. Sends it back from whence it came to Howe. Scottsdale got the numbers though. Great pressure around the footy. Hot footy out there in that end of the ground. They shut that one down on the way out. Still inside that forward 50.
One player I haven't been able to find out there is their captain, Joseph Krushka.
No.
One of their key leaders and key players, representative player. So that's probably hurt Scottsdale as well. It has hurt Scottsdale, not probably has, definitely has. So no Krushka for Scottsdale today. Inside 50, right to the top of the square. Keefe sets. Oh, he drops a sitter. Is he first to react? He is. Taps it off the ground. Kick off the ground. It's a goal. Touched? No, it's going to be kicking in danger, I believe, against Bloomfield.
He kicked it out of the Scottsdale player's hands.
Well, that was one Keefe should have taken.
Krushka's not Deanne's husband.
Yes.
He might be in Hobart watching her, mate.
Well, that might be. I'm going to try and find a score on that, actually, now that you've reminded me. Let's try and get a score on that. You take away, Rob.
I will. Ball out on the half-forward flank area there for Deloraine. Appealing for the free kick, the umpire not having any of it. He's going to ball it up. Ruck's race to get over there. Shark beautifully off the pack by Pedlewood. He's off on a mission. Gives it. Trying to get it back. Ball goes outside. Long ball inside 50 in the none direction. Did everything right. Couldn't quite hang on to it. Deloraine defence well set up. Ducks, weaves into trouble. Good pressure from the Pies, though. They want to hold it in there. Weight of numbers is going to be Deloraine. They're going to work it out. That's Ben Smith. Gives it off there. That's Jalen Chilcott. Out to the wing. Nice mark taken there by Dylan Hall. Pumped long inside 50. Almost a mark taken there by his teammate. Scottsdale with the numbers, though. Hold it up.
I like the look of Dylan Hall. I'm thinking Dylan Hall he's got some wheels.
Yeah.
Some really good wheels. In that match in Hobart, Tasmania 3 goals straight, 18, trail the Casey Demons 4-5-29. That's in the VFLW debut for the Tassie Devils.
Exciting game for women's football, Matthew, that's for sure. The debut of that side. Exciting here if your name is Kai Chilcott, because you've got another possession. Sent it inside 50, but that one's out on the full. So probably the worst thing he's done all day. He's been terrific as the co-captain, just generating so much run for the Kangaroos. Scottsdale move it back in quickly. Gee, Luck's a fortune there. That just real worm burner, Leckus Mountain. He plucked that one off the ground. Looks for Pedlewood. That's not his best disposal. Pedlewood under a heap of pressure. Just on 50. Magpies come away with it, though. That's lucky. Elliot Tyson sends it out wide. Ball in dispute there. Roos now have the numbers around it. Should come away with it, and they do. That was Darcy Hewitt, well up the ground. And he's picked out Kai Chilcott again.
Kai Chilcott, right in the centre circle here at Deloraine. He goes wide. Good mark there by the big fella up forward for Deloraine. And who is that? That's the big fella it is. Thought it was. It's Bloomfield. So Bloomfield, 2 goals today, 8 for the season. It's going to be right on 50 for Dave Gruber. Inside 50s now, Grubes. Lots in the last 10 minutes. Bloomfield misses it right side. Those inside 50s are pretty even, Grubes. What are they now?
It's 9 to 6.
Yeah, so just start to get a bit of... And Mark's inside 50, I can see there.
Yeah, 5-1 Delraine.
5-1 Delraine. Scottsdale, they got the ball out to 50. They tucked around, and now they come back inside to Singline. So Singline just looking for some movement. He'll come near side. Who's he pinpointed? It's right behind the post. He's done well to find a teammate, and they go backwards now through Cox. So trying to just work their way through here, not turn the ball over. Bowman. So Bowman down the line looking for Hall. It's not going to get to him. It's going to be cut off by the Deloraine player in Heath Shaw. Well, you'd never think that to be on your bingo card. Heath Shaw playing at Deloraine, but here he is. He gets it over sideways. Nice kick there through Pearce. They go even wider as they go around the box here. There's Jalen Chilcott. They move the ball really nicely. Get the ball to half forward to the Roos. So Delraine Roos, they lead 8-4-52 to Scottsdale 4-3-27. Inside 50, Keefe's got to be there. Oh, it's a hang! Mark of the day to the big fella in Keefe. We've seen him drop an absolute soda 10 minutes ago, and he just sat on the ladder there of the Scottsdale player. He didn't have to rise much, but he did enough, the big fella in Keefe. And he's going to have a shot from goal, 25 metres out, directly in front, Rob Soward.
I'll tell you what, that
There it is.
makes being an import all the worthwhile, doesn't it?
When you're 204 centimetres tall and you get a little 180 lift, you're up a fair way. Here's Keefe. Kicks that one on the right, Rob.
No mucking around.
So if he's a right footer, he does well, because that's a beautiful goal to Locky Keefe. We've seen him kick 3 or 4 balls first quarter on his left.
Yeah.
Had us all surprised. But Lachlan Keefe, he gets it through. You're listening to City Park Radio 103.7. Our broadcast today is brought to you by Buckby Motors. Visit buckbymotors.com.au to find your next car.
Fantastic dealership, those, Matthew, and I have, in fact, previously bought cars from them.
I've got a
Found to
Subaru
be
myself.
Top drawer, absolutely.
Subaru myself, Rob. That's 2 goals for Locky Keefe.
So, he's certainly worth the money and worth the entrance fee when you see marks like that.
9-4-58 now the Roos. They lead the Magpies 4-3-27. So it's got away here from the Magpies after some early goals to Pedlewood. Ball on the deck. Inside the centre square, the umpire says, give it to me. How are those lights here, Rob? Are you a light expert here at Deloraine?
Well,
what do you think they're going to be like come about 4:45?
I remember last year we struggled. I think it was almost like a full moon
Try
about
and fit
now.
these 4 games into a day. We saw it the other week, didn't we, up at Windsor Park in that terrific draw that we saw between Launceston and South.
Heck of a
I'll
game.
tell you what, the lights are going to have to be turned on.
Yeah. Either that or the boys in the ute are going to have to turn that ute around, take the couch out of the
That's
back and turn on the ram lights.
That could happen. Here's a free kick to Tyson. 20 metres out, directly in front there of the goal square. Here's Hall, bustling in. Well tackled by the Deloraine defenders. Umpire Tregurtha says, give it to me.
Yeah, this is where, again, it's a part of the ground they've struggled. Scottsdale, and Pedlewood's kicked 75% of their goals, so he'll be on the move here, you'd reckon.
There is Hall, tackled by Shaw, held up.
Here he comes, Pedlewood, just on cue on the 50 arc. He's got rid of Shaw, the Shaw tag.
So Tregurtha goes again, Delraine Ruckman unattended. He gets the ball down and it goes deep to Dylan Hall. He goes to Locky Keefe. That's a terrific mark. Singline. So Singline, he outpoints Keefe on that occasion. Bit of an up and under kick. Who's there? Hall. Well done in the backline defence by Jaden Last. The last man in defence. Comes out in the phone box. Here's Burner. He's close to the ground. Is little Ryan Byrne.
Whoa.
He finds Pearce. Now taken out of bounds. Newsom. 2 goals early to Newsom it was.
Good skills by those smaller players there, Matty.
Yeah, they got the ball out. Good defensive punch by Last. So boundary throw in. Hamish Williams in front of the Deloraine box. Good crowd here at the Deloraine ground. The canteen was busy early on. Few in the bar area. Here's Pedlewood. Inside 50. Joshy Nunn puts out the left juke. Can't handle it. Here's Hall. Maybe would have been better to snap it himself because he got the handball and now it's been caught. It's going to be a ball up. 20 metres out from the goals of Scottsdale. They've kicked 2 goals this quarter, but they still trail by the 5 goals total. They do well again, the Deloraine Roos. Up and under kick, outside 50. Tompkinson can't take the mark. Taken there is Pedlewood. Byrne fighting hard for the Deloraine Roos. They combine again. Here's that man that I like, Dylan Hall. Speed on the outside. Falls in the hands of the goal kicker in Bloomfield. He works hard with Byrne, covering the ground. Bloomfield inside. Pedlewood gets it, spins, goes to his knees, comes out now. Oh, nearly a little hop skip and a jump there from Milne. It comes down looking for Hall. He's dangerous. Top of the 50. They do well though, the Deloraine Roos through Heath Shaw.
They do. Trying to move it out of defence here, the Roos. Lots of bodies around it at the moment. Probably the difference in the two sides is just that cleanliness in being able to hit that target, move the ball along quickly. And you saw it again there coming out of defence there for the Roos.
Captain Moore tells me he's got a lazy day today, just a lazy 17 kilometres
right.
today. The boy from Devon.
Time for a cup of tea and a slice of cake.
That's it.
It's out on the full. That'll be a Deloraine free kick right here in front of us. And it'll be Ben Blacklow to do the honours. Must be late stages of this second term. Blacklow runs inside, sends it down the line. There we go, Psychic. I wish I knew the Tats Lotto numbers. That's a great mark taken there, right on the siren. So that was Oliver Clark took that mark. So Matthew, I'll just quick with Dave Grimm. What have we got? 9-4-58 to 4-3-27. I'll run through the goal scorers.
Thank you, Rob.
So for Deloraine, a couple of twos in here. Leighton Bloomfield, James Newson and Locky Keefe. Singles to Ben Smith, Darcy Hewitt and Nathan Pearce. So they were the 9 goals for the Kangaroos. For Scottsdale, it's the Ethan Pedlewood show with 3, leading all comers on the ground, and Warwick Hall with a single.
Thanks, Rob. And after a couple of early goals to Pedlewood, it was all Deloraine, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And again, as we've said throughout the call, they've struggled to have a focal point up forward, Scottsdale, whereas for Deloraine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and not noting within that the height of the import Locky Keefe, certainly proving an absolute nightmare to cover when he does drift forward, which he's been doing a bit more of.
And if you're at the footy this year, Rob, half-time, and you can lucky enough to have Brew Coffee Hut, one of our key sponsors there for you. They make hot drinks for you at the footy, so make sure you find them when they are at your football game and support the Brew Coffee Hut, one of our great sponsors. We will throw back to the studio, Chris, and we'll be back here for all the scores, the stats, and the review of the game here at Deloraine. Half-time, 9-4-58, the Deloraine Roos lead Scottsdale 4-3-27. Welcome us back in a few minutes after these big sponsors. What's a hang? Mark of the day. To the tall, and you get a little 180 lift. You're up a fair way. Here's Keefe. Kicks that one on the right, Rob.
Mucking around.
And thanks for joining us here at half-time at the Deloraine ground, where the scores are Deloraine 9-4-58, lead Scottsdale 4-3-27. Groups, let's go through some half-time stats, then we'll try and make sense of them and the reason why Deloraine are 5 goals up.
All right, so Deloraine ahead in hit-outs, 18-14 to half-time. It was pretty even that quarter, 7-8, Scottsdale's way. Clearances to half-time, Scottsdale well in front, 22-15. Inside 50s, even with 21 apiece. Marks inside 50, Delraine have taken 7 to Scottsdale 4. Intercept marks, Delraine have taken 9 and Scottsdale 3. And free kicks, Delraine have 10 and Scottsdale got 13.
Yeah, so inside 50s, like you look at that, 21 apiece groups.
Yep.
You know, so it's
it's been even all game
it's
each quarter.
Efficiency, isn't it, though?
Yeah.
Like the Scottsdale just can't defend,
Yep.
and they can't, at one end, they can't defend adequately enough. And then at the other end, they're unable to connect with their forwards.
And that discrepancy in the clearances is sort of like matched up with the intercept marks taken by Delraine. when Scottsdale have gone
they
forward.
just dump kick it, don't they? They dump kick it. You can see when Deloraine get the ball across half back, they look to spread. I really liked the game of Dylan Hall. He's got a bit of speed, number 23. And, just that dump kick, and then the Deloraine defenders get behind the ball, and they've then set up behind it. I was going to mention there, Grooves, just saw the match manager of today's game is a fellow here at Deloraine. It's a bit of a legend called Marty Kenny.
Yeah.
Now, if he's not 60, he'd have to be 59.99. But one of the Deloraine stalwarts here told me that he's definitely 60. He brought up his 550th game for the club across all grades last year. Now, they were a player short in the twos today.
Yeah.
He played again.
Yep.
He played again today, Marty Kenny. You have to be 60, and he's fit as a fiddle, the big Marty Kenny. He plays with his son as well. But, gee whiz, it's those people, isn't it, that make the
handy person to have at a club.
The clubs, don't they? He's been here since he was, since 1984 when he played there. So, unbelievable effort from Marty Kenny. Good to see him here doing that. Half-time in the VFLW down at North Hobart. It's the Casey Demons. They lead by 11 points, 29-18. Some other scores around the state today. Unfortunately for the Devils men, it was a loss to them after a really good first quarter. They were 5 goals up.
Yeah, they came right out of the blocks.
Running on top of the ground. They ended up losing quite convincingly. 20 goals, 10, 130 to Southport, coming down from Queensland. And the Devils
we saw that, didn't we?
11-11, 77. So 53 points was that game now. Around the grounds in the Northern Tasmanian Men's Premier League, it's Launceston 76, lead North Launceston 33. I'll see if I can get an updated score there as it ticks over. 93-13 it is now. So 80-point lead there to Launceston, all over North Launceston at home. South Launceston, it's a close game out at Longford. They're 9 points in front, South Launceston, 26-35. As we go around now, around the grounds and look at the Division 1 senior men. Round 6 for them. Lilydale 81. They're well on top of St Patrick's 36. That's at Lilydale. At Hillwood are in front by 18 points. They got a good win last week against Owells. So they lead Georgetown 49-31. Old Scotch, they lead Bracknell 42-18. And Rochalee looked to be pretty hard to beat again in that competition. They're 86, leading OL's 32. And now for the last lot of games today in the men, the Division 2 seniors. Round 6, East Coast Swans. They actually are trailing Perth in the game of the round, probably the game of the NTFA today, to be fair. Two really good sides, East Coast and Perth, 43-57. So Perth in front there by 14 points. Bridport, they're 91, and they lead Campbelltown 79 at Campbelltown. That was an early start, so that would be somewhere near the end. And Evandale, 111, lead University 32, with the Meander Valley Suns men having the bye. We mentioned earlier on here today, it was a win to Deloraine in the women's, 4-9-33. They defeated Scottsdale 1-6-12. If we have a look at the other women's games, Launceston women, 121, have defeated North Launceston, didn't score. South Launceston, 174, massive score, defeated Longford 3. So some big results there in this Premier League women. The closest one out here we mentioned was the Deloraine game. In the Division 1 senior women, playing the other night, it was Old Scotch 63 defeating Bridge North 24. St Patrick's have had a good win today over Meander Valley, 76-1. And the Hillwood Sharks defeated the Georgetown women 33-7.
And they've flicked the lights on for us now.
And they've flicked the lights on. I think they need to too.
Yep.
There's hardly been any sun today from the start of the day in Launceston early this morning. Interesting group, Scottsdale. They've only got little change rooms here for the visitors. They decided not to go into the rooms.
Yeah.
Just stayed out on the ground. Some players sitting, some players getting rubs, some players just standing out there. So that's interesting. That's the old, you get a home game, you get the big rooms.
Yep.
You're the away team. You get the little rooms, so to speak. So just recapping here, Deloraine 9-4-58. They lead Scottsdale 4-3-27. In the AFL, halfway through the fourth quarter, it's Adelaide 126, lead North Melbourne 52. And that's a 74-point lead to the Adelaide Crows. Whoever would tip
our young Devils got up in Delraine
yes,
today.
Yes, so that's true too. So the Devils girls got a really nice
good win
against the Greater Western Victoria Rebels up at Ballarat. And the under-18 boys are in front. They lost the lead, and then young Gapin snapped a goal to put them in front. And then Miller Young got the last one for them, and they won by 3 points. For the boys, and they need that, especially the boys and the girls. They've done a lot of travel, two trips to Sydney, one to Melbourne, and another one to Ballarat in the last 5 weeks. They've got about 4 or 5 weeks off now, I think, in those programs, because they start to go into sort of allies stuff and national carnival, a bit of school footy in Melbourne as well, and so look, that's some good confidence boosters for those. The good thing about them not playing is that our local comps get those really talented boys and girls back. Rob, you've joined us back from a little break. What a good crowd down there.
Yeah, excellent crowd. Macca, great vibe here at the Deloraine Football Club. Big line up at the wonderful canteen here and the soft drink area downstairs. Great numbers, and you can see, hopefully in the vision as well, all the cars parked around the ground here too.
Now here's one for you, boys. Look, we've been through all the scores. We're just going to turn our attention. Been a lot going on this week once again with the Devils and the AFL team. Think about you're the list manager, Derek Hine and Todd Patterson sitting in their office over there in Melbourne. You got $5 million bonus to spend on players. What are you going to do with your $5 million, and which player would you love to come to the Tassie Devils in a couple of years' time?
Well, I guess my answer, I'd say, Matty, is that it's going to be that balance, isn't it, between mortgaging the house in the future to try and get someone. So all I would say is, if you're going to be spending money, you might have to pay overs, but nothing silly, and you've got to get someone that's going to be a game changer for your side. So I don't know if I could put a name on that at the moment. I think we saw with previous expansions, didn't we? We saw silly money given to guys to go and play for some of these new franchises.
This is extra money outside your salary cap. So this is something that Gold Coast and GWS didn't have.
Yeah.
Apart from maybe some sponsorship money. Interesting this week, Cal Toomey on AFL.com said that they've thrown a bit of money at your young Tiger boy.
Sam Lawler,
Sam Layler and the Kangaroos boy in O'Sullivan.
Yep.
2 good mates.
Yep.
Do you do that and try and get 2 for 1?
That's what if I was them in terms of bang for buck, I reckon 2 for 1. I wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket, and if I had a bit of money left over too, I'd be trying to get some sort of a key forward type player as well.
Yeah, it's a big target. So Nick Dacos, let's say he's half interested, Greaves. What do you throw at him? Of your $5 million.
Oh, well.
As a bonus. Remember, he's also got his salary, so he's probably worth $2 million in salary.
Yep.
What do you throw at part of your 5? How much of it? Is it half?
Yeah, you could probably get close to half for Dacos.
Half for Nick Dacos if you could get him.
Fit for the next
Tell
year
you what,
or so,
the pressure of being a Dacos at Collingwood, Melbourne, big player, big area, everyone knows him. It could be enticing to come to Hobart, live down Sandy Bay, travel down to Kingston.
It could. The other thing too with that, Macca, I reckon, and again, if I'm Mick Dacos, which I'm not, but I'm thinking, I've won a premiership as a young player.
Yep.
What a great feather in your cap to go to a new franchise.
Captain it.
Be maybe the main guy and do something to get him into finals or maybe even something better. I mean, wouldn't that be a great thing to look back on?
All right. Now, the players are just coming back sort of into position. Last question for you two blokes. So you've got your players sorted.
Yep.
Who's going to coach?
To me, if I had to pick a coach, I'd pick John Longmire.
Yep.
He would be the person I like for that.
Groups?
Yeah, Longmire would be a handy pick-up. I still don't mind Buckley.
Yeah, okay.
I'd like to have Hinkley at the club as well. But,
I'm
a bit greedy now, but that'd be nice. And I don't know, Carlton might poach one of these guys as well.
This is it. This is what, Carlton have got the big Michael Voss issue this week. So, look, you think they'll take one, whether it's a new player. I think last time Graham Wright did the job when he found McRae, he had something like nearly 100 coaches on his list that he sort of ticked off and went down, and then eventually found Craig McRae.
Yep.
So Graham Wright's been through that job again. Of course, a great Tasmanian himself. But, 2 clubs now looking for coaches. So it's going to be really interesting to see.
I did read a piece about Wright that you talked about where he's got form. So get an experienced name and then also get maybe a coach in waiting a bit like he's done previously at other places successfully.
Yeah. You know, it could be a Scott Pendlebury. It could be someone who's an assistant coach somewhere down. Geelong have got a heap of those coaches.
I'll ask you quickly. I'll ask you the same question you asked us. Where do you spend that $5 million, mate? Who do you buy?
I think you split it. I think you get as many players as you can. I like a balance of the youngsters. So the fact that it's a Laylor or it's someone like that, I can't see probably Laylor leaving the Tigers, but you never know.
The boy from Fremantle would be handy too, wouldn't he?
The boy from Fremantle, Murphy Reid.
Yes.
Yeah. So look, it's all about timing too. Like these clubs are trying to sign their players up to get them beyond that. We saw Riley Sanders, the Tasmanian, sign beyond that date. You know, so they're not easy to get. But having $5 million in the pocket helps with the shopping. Rob, we're about to get underway here. As Group said, the lights are on. The dark clouds are coming across. Scottsdale, they trail by 5 goals. And it's going to be the ruckman from Scottsdale in the ruck, and that's Brad Tuffin up against Locky Keefe. So thanks for joining us here on City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5. Brought to you by Buckby Motors, locals supporting locals. We have your next car for you down at Buckby Motors. And here's the vice captain of the commentary team today, Rob Soward.
Thanks, Macca, and Keefe got hands on it, got it back off the contest and sends it long inside 50. Running at the ball there, Layden Bloomfield just read it beautifully. Had a nice clean passage to run in. Good channel there. They left him some space to work in, and seconds into this third term, this would be a dagger in the heart of the Magpies. We'll hear the Deloraine fans go off if this is a true kick. And it is. Fantastic work. What a great start. Keefe, 2 possessions, Macca in the centre, and that's Bloomfield's 3rd goal for the day.
1 in each of the quarters now for Layden Bloomfield. 9 for the season. He's their leading goal kicker out here at Roo Park.
Yeah, great bit of work there. We saw Keefe in the ruck, got the tap down, tapped it, deflection, got it back, and then spotted up Bloomfield with those beautiful foot skills. I mean, for a guy that's 6'8" in the old money, gee, doesn't he kick the ball well?
He does. And I think they'd like him back again next week, to be fair. Maybe you keep Heath Shaw at home and just ask Keefe to come back. But no, Shaw's just doing a job down back. He's taking the role of Pedlewood. They get the ball not far beyond. In fact, they're going to get a little bit further now because the umpire's paid a free kick for High. So here's Hall. As I mentioned while you're out, I've been really impressed with him, Dylan Hall. Good wheels, plays on. That's going to be a push out. Has to be going to be a play on advantage. No, it's not.
It's come back.
Not quite sure who the boot it came off. So it's going to be a push, and it's going to go to Bloomfield. He might get himself a little bag here today. This could be number 4.
Yeah, he's got some speed, that boy you were talking about.
Dylan
I
Hall.
like him a lot. Yeah, I can see why you like him.
Yeah, number 23. Bit of a red nut. So here it is, Layden Bloomfield. He's got those fluoro boots. They're starting to glow in this light.
Ooh.
So Bloomfield for number 4, 25 metres out, directly in front, and he misses it. The Scottsdale boys tell him a little bit about it. So that's 3 goals and a miss for Bloomfield. And Scottsdale, they've just got to get the ball inside 50. The 10-5-65 Delraine. Scottsdale stuck on 4-3-27. Intercept mark. And it's that man who was busy early. It's Newsom.
He kicked a couple of good goals earlier. The thing I like about him, when you look at him, he's slide upper body, but look at the power through the quads
drivers.
there.
Big drivers, Newsom.
Absolutely. Low centre of gravity.
Growing up out here, I remember that Newsom name. So Newsom is kicked 2 in the first. Electric with the long sleeves. Brett Allison type, isn't he? The old Kangas back in the day.
So.
They had their premiership reunion last week. The 1996 Kangas. Newsom, he likes it! And he kicks his 3rd, James Newsom. And they mosey along now to the Deloraine Roos to 11-5-71. Scottsdale 4-3-27. Not the best of kick-outs, and that just is another coach killer.
Absolutely. And the other thing too, and I know we've harped on it a bit today, but we've got to reinforce it, just the options to goal. I mean, he's picked the kick-out off, obviously, but you've just got those bunch of forwards in there, haven't you? You've got Bloomfield hitting it up, Newsom popping up, Smith kicked a nice early goal.
Hewitt's kicked a lot of goals
strong
over the
body.
years.
Yeah, so just a bit of a nightmare. And
they've
this
had
is a developing
they've had
defence.
some bad injuries this year, Deloraine.
Yes.
They lost their really good ruckman in Scott early after he'd been injured, came back, injured again, gone for the year. And they've lost a couple of others as well. But, look, they're on the right direction, Deloraine. The community's behind them. Here's Keefe in the ruck again. Second chance effort. Here's Hall, one of their best today. He swings it out wide. They spread again. The winger for Deloraine inside 50. Newsom at the back looks dangerous again. Well done, though, to the defender in Sing line. He turns the ball over on the way out. Hall again. Busy. Goes by hand. Swings it wide. Out over the top here now is Atkins. He's got Bloomfield strong. Strong Bloomfield. Right on the boundary line. Coming in, taking the mark is the import in Pearce. So Nathan Pearce. Tell you what, he's got super fit up in Queensland too, Nathan Pearce.
Bit of time on the beaches, I reckon, Pearcey. Very, very good shape.
He's only a metre in from the boundary. He'll kick from just inside 50. We've got a good view of this one. Smith leads. Pearce comes back with the breeze. He's got it. I reckon that's there. It is. Yes. It swung left to right. A little late fade, Rob Soward. And Pearce has got his second. And Deloraine now, it's going to be by how far. And we mentioned if they can sneak another win or two, North Lonnie, Longford, then they're going to be in the finals race. 12-5, 77 Deloraine. Scottsdale 4-3-27.
Well, I hope that fade's working for you tomorrow, pennant, Matty. Because
well, I'm left-handed, so that's a little baby draw for me.
It is.
So I'll take it.
I'll take that one, absolutely, every day of the week. But no, and that's just the class of Nathan Pearce. As we said before, premiership player with the Sharks, premiership player with the Bombers. You know, was terrific in that forward line there. Real Mr. Swiss Army knife with the things he can do. And again, what a handy pickup. But I just want to say something. Some of these Scottsdale defenders I like, but they just need some work into them, don't they?
Yeah,
some
just
development.
Some skill.
Yeah.
So here they come now. Oh, geez, Hall drops it. Nearly throws it to himself. The big fella in Hall. But geez, he burrows in. So he's moved from the forward line, Rob, and he's in the amongst the footy now, Hall. Getting the ball forward, another inside 50. Here's Hewitt. Lovely handball to Smith. Pearce. He looks to check side it. Pearce misses.
Oh,
that would have brought the house down here at Drew Park. So, yeah, onto the ball now. Or in and around the ball is Warwick Hall. They're not going to waste him up forward. So you've got to get your boys around the footy. Let's see where Pedlewood is on this occasion.
Ball comes back in. Scottsdale got all the time in the world there. Joel Hayes just sends it long. Got the numbers, 1-2, and that's in the hands there of number 56. I think that's Jack Burke.
No, Tompkinson, was it 68?
58. Tompkinson 68. Anyway,
that's it.
At an 8. Mark taking there. Deloraine, all Deloraine again. They're queuing up. Ball just bounces in front there. Oh, Hall, absolute last-ditch effort to get it out of there. Burn through their hands. Keefe unloaded. Tackle high. That'll be a free kick there, you'd reckon, to Elliot Tyson. He's got Camden McIntosh's headband on.
He's got a bit more hair than Camden McIntosh.
He has a bit more salad, goes short. It's okay, though. Number 30, Con, pumps it forward, taken there. That's our man Tompkinson. You're right there, Macca. 68. Former rower, I think, Sam Tompkinson, wasn't it?
James.
James, his
brother. Might be his dad.
Ball at centre half forward here for Scottsdale. Lots of blue and white jumpers under there. They're not going to want to give up a score. They've been terrific this quarter, haven't they, Deloraine?
They have. So ball's on half forward for Scottsdale. Tompkinson and Keefe. They battle it out in the ruck. Spun around in the tackle there was Con. Hasn't been a bad player. He gets it back off the pack. Does Con. Can he be efficient inside 50? He can't. They're going to turn the ball over again. It's going to come out to that man, Con. He went to get his own footy. He has a look. He's missed the lot. Boundary umpire Max Wagner it is. He says that's out of bounds on the full. As you mentioned, great to see these young fellas, bit of pocket money, getting involved in umpiring. Natural progression would be probably to move into a central role. Here's Jaden Last, punches the ball on that left foot. Right to centre half forward. They won't want to turn it over and give up a goal here. The Deloraine. Here's Con. Pedlewood goes by hand. They get a look at the goals. It's bounced over the top. I think it's a goal to Bowman. I'll try and get the binoculars up. And it is. Lachlan Bowman. He found the goals off the pack. Really good effort there from Con and Pedlewood. They just didn't want to let the ball out. Repeat inside 50. And Jacob Bowman gets a goal.
Yeah, great effort there from the Pies in terms of just working hard. It's been all Deloraine this quarter, and pretty easy when you're a bit underdone to, maybe just fold up a bit, but that's not the Scottsdale way, and great reward for effort there for Bowman. Good crumb and good goal.
Our scoreboard here, courtesy of Dave Gruber, 12-6-78 Delraine. They now lead Scottsdale 5-3-33. So what are we looking at? 45 points, inside 50s, look quite one way there, groups.
Keefe again, Macca, a great tap. Deloraine into attack again. Our man Newsom swings onto the left, pumps it in. Hewitt direction, can't quite grab it. All Scottsdale, they'll have to work it out here. They've got the numbers, that's good. Good kick to space, needs to sit. Oh, tackle, didn't have it. Umpire says play on. Deloraine looked to rebound through the agency there of Hall. Guy Macca likes him a lot. Boundary line wins out on that occasion.
Inside 50s, 7-2 this quarter. Delraine had the first 6. And clearances, Delraine 4 to Scottsdale 2.
So it probably tells a little bit of a tale. Scottsdale had a nice little patch in that second term to get themselves back into it. Keefe just takes it out of the air. Delraine another forward foray. Scottsdale well set at the back though. That's okay. That was Hayes again. Pumps it out. Pedlewood moves it on quickly. A lot of pressure. Tackle pressure's been great from both sides today. Deloraine giving them nothing though. They can smell blood in the water. They know that this game is getting close to being in their keeping. And want to capitalise on that really good start of the term. Keefe again in the ruck. Gets first hand on. Pedlewood underneath there, as he often is for the Pies. Secondary ball up about 5 metres along from the first one. In the wing position. Scottsdale player returns the ball there to the umpire. Up she goes. Keefe again juggling it off fingertips. Scottsdale again, numbers around the contest. Don't want it to come out. Hall up in it. He'll get himself a free kick. Sorry, not Hall. That was Tyson, I should say. Similar hairdo. Elliot Tyson. Obviously been watching a bit of Pat Cash at Wimbledon with that headband. Goes long down the line. Should have taken the mark there. Umpire's paid it. Chopped his arms. It was Towns, Alex Towns, experienced campaigner. Ball moved in quickly. Good to see another inside 50, but chopped off beautifully there at the back. All Delraine. They come out here to the open side. Good mark taken there by who else? Kai Chilcott moves it on quickly. Chilcott to Bloomfield. The usual suspects. Layden Bloomfield sends it inside 50. Ball bouncing. Just didn't quite sit there for James Newsom. He would have had his eye on his fourth goal, and umpire Tregertha signals a ball in. Metres around from the Delraine goal.
So it's all Delraine in this quarter. Well, they kick groups this quarter. 3 goals.
3 goals, 2 to 1 goal.
3 goals to 1. So boundary throw in. There's a bit of sunlight now, just peeking through with the lights on also. Newsom goes by hand, working the ball well through there. Liam Taylor gets a look for Chilcott. Chilcott silky! Wow! Inside ball on the hands from Taylor. Finds the skipper in Chilcott. He's a beautiful kick of the footy. Balanced player, isn't he?
Yep.
Kai Chilcott, that's a great goal.
And I'll
from
tell
the skip.
you a good story about the skipper too, which says a lot. And I know, Matthew, you're a country boy like I am.
Yeah.
Says a lot about the country community. So in the earlier game, he's down working in the canteen.
Yep.
Isn't that a great thing when your leaders at the club giving up time, getting there to help out in a capacity? And I did notice he wasn't eating any chips, but helping out with a few of his senior teammates in the club before the game.
That's what you need to make these clubs work. You know, it's been well documented. It's been a battle for Scottsdale and Delraine in the Premier Division. Peter Gutwin, the president, said the reason why, the community stuff, they want teams in each of the communities. And, Delraine is starting to show a few glimpses over this season. They can just keep their players on the field. Free kick in the ruck goes to Tuffin. So Tuffin finds it out wide. Well tackled. No, not well tackled. It's going to be a push in the back. So off half back. Pearce now on ball. Benny Smith started the game well. Comes out though. Good on the hands up. Could be a turnover.
Whoa.
That's Burke. Upended. It's going to be a boundary throw in. Out in front of the centre wing here. Good car. Good crowd. Good cars all around the ground.
I wonder if he's John Burke's son. I know Cale Burke, who used to play for Scottsdale, was, and we know
big
John
name
was
up there, isn't it?
Champion for them back in the
boundary
day.
throwing goes a little bit short. Scottsdale get it. It's going to be a hold on. It's going to be a free kick to the Pies. No. Going to go to Delraine. So it's going to be a free kick to Delraine on half back. The umpire saw something there. They go short. Good mark, good lead, and good mark to Chewin. So Chewin turns and goes. Not going to get inside 50. It's a 2-on-1. Magpies favour. They do well here to Deloraine. Brad Croden on the up. Finds the hands to Pearce, but it's well tackled, and it's going to be a ball up. 40 metres out from the Deloraine goal. Ball up. Here they go. Tuffin. Ben Smith. Clean. Looking out wide. Croden. He's now got Hall. It's going to be a free kick. It's going to be a free kick to Hall. Mentioned him today. Speedy by foot. I don't know if it's beyond him, Rob. It is. So he's going to look to go short. No. He goes long now. Keefe, top of the square.
Whoa.
Defends it through touched.
Oh.
Really good effort by Singline on the line. He did well on his opponent in Locky Keefe. Got rid of him and then touched it. He was in two minds, was Hall. Ended up going towards the goal. They come out now and they find the player in Monson. Monson.
Good northeast name. Goes short and he's found Wish Wilson. Another good northeast name. Wish Wilson changes the angle or tries to change the angle. Now changes his mind. Now he's changing the angle. Away he goes. Oh dear. Drops what he should have taken to Tompkinson. Goes out very wide. Pedlewood right on the chalk. Comes back inboard. He's found a teammate there in Wish Wilson who ran on for him. Good work ethic there from Wish Wilson. Gives it off to Pedlewood. Still running. Away they go, Scottsdale. Towns. Sends it long inside 50. Almost one-handed there by the Deloraine defence. Scottsdale still with a sniff. Ball just towed out though, out of the danger zone. Good courage around the footy. Tyson, head over it. Umpire says mine. Something, again to think about down there, Matty, and I know you played there. Scottsdale football was strong when there was a good NEFU. A lot of the young players would make a start there before they made their way over to Scottsdale. So that's a thing of the past, which makes it hard, obviously, for sides like Scottsdale in those small communities. Ball right onside 50 at the moment, though. Scottsdale comes out. Umpire has...
Yeah, it's a dumping tackle. It's going to be a free kick to Scottsdale.
Yep.
The player was dumped, but it could have been play on advantage because that looked a goal.
Yeah.
It's going to come back, I believe, to Alex Towns.
Bound and had it on the fly. And
I liked how you called him an experienced campaigner. He's just turned 19, the former South Lonnie Junior.
he looks old.
Played a lot of games at South Lonnie Juniors.
He did. 300 games from under 11s onwards.
He good mark, a good hit up lead.
He looks older than that. 19, I tell you.
Yeah, 19.
Yeah, I reckon he was buying beers when he was 12.
Got his electrician's apprenticeship now. Alex Towns.
Good stuff.
So here's a mark to Pedlewood right on 50. It's hard to see where the 50 line is. I'm guessing that. And if we sort of trial it around, he's right on it, I think, Roots.
I think so. I've given it.
He's given it. So Pedlewood, he's kicked 3. Starts well. If it's got the distance, it does. Ethan Pedlewood, the coach. We didn't know who he was in the first quarter. With his name not in the program, not listed. But that's his 4th goal. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the third. Let's go back to your comment about Scottsdale. Scottsdale, as a community, has struggled because they've lost all their industry, or the majority of it. So for them to get better, they need people to come to the community. What happens now is a lot of the talented youngsters and families, they want the best for their kids and they leave.
Yep.
So you need industry, you need people to come for jobs.
Yep.
They lost the mill and the timber and all that, and it's a struggle.
It is, and an amazingly proud community, as I said. You know it well. So industry up there brings people, and people generates opportunities for football.
Correct. Goes Deloraine's way, this centre clearance. Trying for the fast handball there was Mountney. Unable to get it through. Well, there's a free kick. Oh, the umpire's gone down. Umpire Tregurtha. He's blown his whistle. What's he going to do? He's going to pay a free kick against Deloraine. Is that reportable in this competition? And 50. So it's going to be a free kick to Mitchell Conn.
It looked like it's a tangle of feet. I was actually watching that.
Just watch where the ball goes. There's it's out of camera. Yeah. He jumped the ball, did umpire Tregurtha. The ball went towards him. He jumped the ball. It was after that. Here's Conn. Finds Pedlewood again. Heath Shaw, where are you? You've taken on Pedlewood, and you're nowhere near him. So Ethan Pedlewood, another inside 50 just, is a little bit more in front on this occasion, and 50 again. So the player is running the protected zone as he was having a set shot. I think he's been sent off maybe with the blood rule. He was coming off the ground, the ruckman, for them. And this is going to be another one for Pedlewood. So that was Atkins, was it, I think, in the way. And there's a little Pfeiffer.
Handful.
And Michelle Pfeiffer for Pedlewood. You got to give the votes today, Rob. He might have to be in them. He kicked 5 in a side that's losing by 6 goals.
And kicked 7. He's kicked 5 of their 7.
7-3-45 the Pies. They trail Deloraine 13-7-85. Thank you for joining us on the live stream here. You're listening to City Park Radio simulcast 103.7, 96.5 into the Launceston area. Or you might be listening from anywhere right around the world via the online stream for City Park Radio.
Well, back in the middle of the ground, Rucks do battle. Keefe there again. He's been a handy inclusion, to say the least, for Deloraine today. Ball bobbling around. Waiting for it just to come out. Keefe pointing, asking the question, and using all that AFL experience. He said it was holding the ball. Keefe's now belted forward. Umpire's picked out a free kick. I think something got said there. They paid it downfield. I think there was bit of disputing going on. Number 18, Deegan Young. He's got the arms outstretched, querying umpire Tregurtha. But free kick picked out downfield in the hands of Darcy Hewitt, who already has one to his name. Kicked one from here earlier today, so he'd like his chances. And as you said, Matty, son of a gun. Madge Hewitt, his dad Michael, played a stack of games here at Deloraine. Name on the honour boards in the club rooms there. Hewitt moves in, strikes the ball well, just offline.
Missed it near side. So what are we now, groups?
13-8.
13-8-86. Scottsdale 7-3-45. Here's Joel Hayes. Been around the Scottsdale area for many a day.
He would be a veteran, I reckon.
Part of their coaching there for a while too. Ooh. Joel Hayes. There's a big mark from the Collingwood GWS player in Keefe. Oh, it's a good effort from Hewitt. Can't quite take it. Singline under pressure. They're going to turn it over again. Deloraine going to get another look at it. Ball up 20 metres out from the Deloraine goal to go towards the racecourse end here at the Deloraine Oval.
So we've been playing 22 minutes into the third quarter. Inside 50s, 13 to Deloraine, 6 to Scottsdale, and clearances 8 to Deloraine and 6 to Scottsdale.
Yeah, so they've done pretty well to get those couple of goals to Pedlewood in the quarter. Yeah. So those one was a 50-metre.
They could use a couple of Pedlewoods, couldn't they, when you look at his dominance, as a smaller player.
Yeah, well, they could do with him around the footy too, but I imagine he's fit, but probably just wants to coach, have a look. He's in around here. Deloraine, get a look at it. Newsom finds Hewitt. Not 15, play on. Ball bounces through for a behind off the boot of Hewitt. It'd be nice for Heath Shaw to move forward, clear the forward 50 out Heath Shaw to kick one in the last and to bring the house down. Coming out now, Scottsdale. Defensive 50. Ball comes over the back. Ben Smith. He's been clever today, Smith. Hit up lead, mark. Good mark. Darcy Hewitt. He's going to go inboard to Byrne. The wee little man, Ryan Byrne, was terrific early. Maybe a little bit quieter late. But here's Ryan Byrne. He's going to have a shot at goal 40 metres out, virtually directly in front. So Ryan Byrne.
Has he got the wheels? You know him
Plenty
as a
of it.
junior.
Oh, it's going to be right on the limit. Deloraine's version of the wizard. Speaking of, the Hawks are about to start. Grooves will get a little bit nervous. The pen will start to get sweaty as the Hawks start. Here's Byrne for goal. Misses again. So a couple of let-offs there for Scottsdale. Delraine would like to nail those set shots. So Delraine 13-10-88, Scottsdale 7-3-45.
This is the bloke I like the look of here as a defender, Creswell. They just need to get him in a gym. He's just got those long sort of
the legs on him.
Fletcher sort of levers, hasn't he? Ball in the Scottsdale hands here, back pocket right in front of us. Rowan Monson keeps it low. Little bullet pass there to Deegan Young. Young goes short. That's not a good option. Bloomfield. Layden Bloomfield read that to perfection. Gives it off quickly. Ball quickly through the hands there. Opportunity. Creswell! Nick Creswell on the score sheet.
Nathan Pearce.
Nathan Pearce. There you go, number 7. I've looked up here at I've looked on the wrong
Scottsdale.
sheet.
Nathan
I've
Pearce
called
for
the
goal number 3.
Pearce's big moment. I've looked on the wrong sheet. No, he's
Easily done.
He's been terrific. Well, again, we've joked about it all day. Just driving back from his Queensland holiday and had 3 goals. I mean, he's just been a massive inclusion. They would be disappointed, Macra, he didn't drive past the sidling on his way home.
Gone to Scottsdale for a little game.
Yeah.
Just looking at the AFL score, it was a smashing to the Adelaide Crows. They won by 68 points, final scores, 133-65.
Wow.
Geez, that's a bad loss, North Melbourne.
Yeah, particularly, they've been on a bit of a journey, haven't they, doing some good things?
They haven't won in Adelaide for X amount of games. It's a ridiculous amount. And it continues today for them. Here's a free kick and a 50. It's going to be against Chilcott, the 50. It's going to be a free kick and 50 to Deegan Young.
Might be in the shadows of three-quarter time, this one.
Yeah, and it'll come right to the 50.
So I wouldn't want to be buying real estate off this umpire.
No, well, that's,
No.
I think it'd have to be at least 20 metres in.
Yeah.
There's not much between the square and there. Goes long. Top of the square by hand. The Magpies looking for a goal. Pedlewood will be lurking. Taken in a gang tackle. It's going to be a ball up 30 metres out from the Scottsdale goal. You think if the square's 50, it's from the centre circle. There's only probably 4 metres between the 50 and the square. Umpire Tagertha. I think he doesn't sell real estate. Chilcott sees it out their way. Kick off the ground, in fact, was Taylor. Here's Smith. Silky Smith. Inside the hole. Good effort from the Scottsdale midfielder. Took it off. Here's Smith again, working hard. Bottom of the pack, Ben Smith. 2 tackle, comes out, spills out Deloraine's way. Doing well is Scottsdale. Back nearly in the centre circle. Free kick, umpire Dragertha. So it's going to be a free kick. It's going to go Deloraine way.
One-handed handball, that obviously doesn't work.
So free kick to Jurak. Jurak sells a bit of candy. He's got to get rid of it. He can't. He didn't know what to do, Thomas Jurak. And they get the ball going forward now to the Magpies. Twisting and turning for Scottsdale is Cox. Can't get any real leather on the ball. Doing well was Pearce now, defensive end of the ground. It's going to be a ball up.
Yeah, so we're in the shadows of three-quarter time, I'd be thinking. So it's at the right end if you're a Magpies supporter. The siren beats them. So we head into three-quarter time and we have the score, Deloraine 14-10-94, Scottsdale 7-3-45. I'll quickly go through our goal scorers, Matty, and we've got a few threes in them. Layden Bloomfield, James Newsom and Nathan Pearce all with threes. 2 to Locky Keefe. in singles to Darcy Hewitt and Kai Chilcott and Ben Smith. Hewitt left a couple out there that quarter. And for Scottsdale, it's a one-man band at the moment. Ethan Pedlewood with 5. And we've got singles to Warwick Hall and Lachlan Bowerman. So
as Groups does the stats. Look, it was we saw the stats at halftime were quite even. The clearances, the inside 50s were actually quite even. But I think that quarter then, Grooves will confirm for us in a moment, it was more traffic coming the Deloraine into the ground.
It was. And again, as we've talked about through the game, just too many options going forward. The Roos, and by virtue of that, Scottsdale just not enough defensive options to shut them down.
We'll do the stats before we have a break, Groups.
Okay, 3/4 time stats. Delraine hit out 28 to Scottsdale 18. Clearances, Delraine 24 to Scottsdale 30. Inside 50s, 36 to Delraine and 28 to Scottsdale, and it was 15-7 that quarter. So while the first 2 quarters were pretty even, Delraine got on top, especially early when they kicked those 4 goals early. Marks inside 50, 11 for Delraine, 6 for Scottsdale. Intercept marks, 13 taken by Delraine over the day, and just still the 3 for Scottsdale. And free kicks, Scottsdale have 20 and Delraine 18.
I'd say the umpires have done a pretty good job today.
Yeah.
So just before we go and take a break, if you are at the footy and you happen to see the Brew Coffee van, make sure you get a cappuccino from our sponsor, the Brew Coffee Hut. They'll be at the game wherever you are, and make sure that you look after them because they look after us at City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5. We're going to have a quick break, back to the studio as we join you for the last quarter with Deloraine well in front. We didn't know who around the ruckman for them. And this is going to be another one for Pedlewood. So that was Atkins, was it, I think, in the way. And there's a little fifer.
Handful. Goes short. That's not a good option. Bloomfield. Layden Bloomfield read that to perfection. Gives it off quickly. Ball quickly through the hands there. Opportunity. Creswell. Nick Creswell on the...
The forecast for this weekend is the right kind of hot and the right kind of cold, all in the same day. Because the NTFA is in our DNA. Road trips and stops at the cafe. There's karaoke on the highway. Oops, too many lattes. The juniors, the seniors, talent pathways.
Avery Thomas, that's a strong mark.
Mate, I used to play with him, eh? It's the frost, it's the fog, the spray and the spray. The crescendo of car horns from the parking bay. 22 clubs, 67 teams, 9 premiership cups. Get to your local footy club this weekend.
Brisbane Bay Julia Crew, yeah. Thanks for joining us back here at the Deloraine Oval. 3/4 time score for Deloraine. 14-10-94 Deloraine. It was a 5-goal quarter to them. Scottsdale, they ended up kicking 3 goals. 2 of them going to Ethan Pedlewood. 7-3-45.
Deloraine had 5 goals, 6 goals. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Could have been. Yeah, well, Ethan Pedlewood, he's kicked 5, the coach. He's still got them in the huddle here. I suppose for them, Rob, when you're down like this at 3/4 time, it's just a matter of, trying to win the quarter, really, isn't it? Trying to win the quarter for the Scottsdale, whereas Deloraine, they're going to try and put the foot down and get some percentage. The percentage going in was only 60 with some big losses, but they'll be trying to get that up.
Absolutely.
To try and match your North Lonnies and Longfords.
And having a look at it, I mean, North Launceston's percentage will take a real dip today, and I mean, you might reference the scores later. Not much between Scottsdale and, not much between Longford and South at the moment.
Well, I can give you those scores right now, mate.
Yeah, just while we're getting set up here. But from a Deloraine perspective, they'll want to put them to the sword. Scottsdale, as you say, Macca will want to win this last quarter.
So Launceston 22-11, 143. They lead North Launceston late into that fourth quarter, 4-3-27. Jake Hines has 5 goals, Alex Tubb with 4. Longford, they're 4 points ahead of South Launceston out at Longford. Could be a massive upset out there. So Longford, 6-12-48. They lead South 6-8-44. Remember doing a game out there last year, Groove, South Lonnie and Longford. South got over the line at the end.
Yeah, that's right.
Should never have done it. Longford should have won the game last year. Goals, Isaac Thompson back in the lineup. The Hillwood champion for Longford. He's kicked 2. And for South Launceston, it's all singles. So not being able to get much out of their leading goal kicker there in Lee. Matthew Lee's only got 1 today.
And that'd work well for Longford. You think if Longford's going to beat them, it's not going to be a 15-goal to 14 game. A low score like that would certainly work in the favour of the Country Tigers. So
they're underway at the G groups. Unfortunately, Melbourne have kicked the first.
Yeah, I just saw that.
So they've kicked their first, Melbourne. Their 1 goal, lead Hawthorn 1 point. Hopefully we can keep our eyes on this game out here for all of our listeners' groups and just hope that Hawthorn can hang on until we finish.
Terrific over here to see with a bit of a slope around the boundary, the kids doing the roly-polies down the hill. So great family day here at Deloraine. Ball goes up, start the last quarter, and we're underway. Scottsdale a quick takeaway. That's exactly what they want, as we said. They want to win this last term. Oh, Deloraine across the back, and that man Chilcott of the Kai variety gives it, gets it back. I reckon that'll be about possession 35 for him today. Finds Hewitt, long way from home, gives it off by hand. Back to Chilcott, full of run. Round the boundary line, got a leading player, ball chopped out there. Good desperation from the Scottsdale defence. Probably saved a certain goal there, because you would have thought if Locky Keefe got hold of that, that could be another goal for the Roos to start the quarter.
That player I was looking at before that came off after that 50, one we didn't have on our list, it's number 37, it's Kobe Cook. He's doing the ruck work at the moment for Deloraine.
Right.
And number 37, Kobe Cook. There you go.
He's listed as 31. So
okay.
Good to see. Always a couple of changes.
Oh, no, he is there, 37. There he is. Maybe he had the blood rule and he changed the jumper.
Yep. All right, we're away. Scottsdale again. Mark on the true wing position. They slow it down. Look to go back inside, and they do. That's probably not the kick. Players dropped the mark. That was Towns, the young veteran at 19. Chopped off for gain across half-back. Deloraine just everywhere at the moment. Ducky under a tackle. That's okay. They'll take that one. Long ball inside the Nunn direction. Bounces. Not quite. Nunn keeps it in play. Centres it up. Beautiful work.
Oh, Hayes.
That's terrific work there. And Hayes, who kicked the ball long to Nunn, has run on. I mean, he's sucking in the big ones at the moment. I reckon his fit bit would have blown off his
Hazy.
wrist. Yeah, look at it. Look at the work rate.
He's come from the back pocket.
Yeah, he has. Kicked it to Nunn. Nunn's kept it in, squared up to him. So Hayes' pulse at the moment would be about 190, I reckon.
Let's see how he kicks it.
I hope he kicks the goal. Kick the goal, Hazy. And he does.
Sneaks it in.
And he does. That's terrific. And that's the sort of thing you're going to show in your review, aren't you? Where you've got a guy that comes from the back half of the ground, sets a forward up, runs on and kicks the goal. Great stuff.
I don't reckon he's going back to the back end of the ground either. I reckon he said, mate, I've had enough of chasing those small Delraine forwards around. I'm the veteran.
Yep.
I'm going to sit at full forward or forward pocket with big Nunny down there. So permanent forward pocket now for Joel Hayes.
Yeah, terrific.
Good goal.
It was a great goal.
Max Gorn misses. So 1-1-7 Melbourne, one behind Hawthorn.
All demons early on by the sounds of things, Macca.
So back in the ruck, it's Kobe Cook. Up against Tuffin. Scottsdale get the clearance. Good effort there from Young. Umpire Tregertha says, give it to me, tucked in with the arm. It's been a great day here for the Deloraine Football Club. Cook. There's Pearce. Getting the ball out now. Deegan Young. On the far side, lead up. Can't quite get to Alex Towns. Push it out. Got rid of him. Here's Chusen done. Oh, good tackle. Deloraine tackler there.
Sure.
Is Heath Shaw. Well, when you're 40 years old, you don't want to be laying tackles like that. But to his credit, he's stuck on.
You saw him coming to Macca. He didn't sneak up on him like a librarian.
Oh, you've just wanted to say that all day, Dick Rewalt, like. There's Tuffin. Good tackle for him on Pearce. So secondary ball up. Centre wing in front of the interchange boxes here at Deloraine. Thankfully, things lightened up a little bit. There's a block. It's going to go to Tuffin. So Brad Tuffin, 70 metres out from Scottsdale goal. It's a terrible kick. It'll come off. There's Con. Towns. Handball. Missed target. Under pressure. There is Bowman. They're going to come away with it. Shaw. Towns. Dumps him. Well, Heath Shaw's played 325 games. You mentioned that Townsy was an elder statesman.
Yep.
As a 19-year-old, he tackles the 40-year-old.
Imagine what he'll do when he's 21 or 22.
He's a
great tackle.
He's a good player, young Townsy.
He is. Fantastic.
Here's Heath Shaw. Bit of a dump kick out. Ben Smith gets rid of his opponent. Here's Hall.
Ooh.
He's dumped by Tuffin. Mightn't have had it. The big fella in Keefe puts the pressure on. Not being able to get the ball out there is Scottsdale. They do now. Sing line. They set to the Scottsdale forwards. Burns. Spun around. Could have been high. They get the ball out, though, through their player there in Caleb Atkins.
Trying to set something up here, the Pies. They're full of running, which is great to see. Singline moves it on quickly. Got a teammate there, and that's a nice mark taken out there in front of the light tower. Number 13, James Coxon. Haven't called him a lot today. So we'll see what he can do. He's going to be on a bit of an angle. So well within scoring range, no problem about that. But umpire pushing him around a bit. So he'll have a little bit of work to do. No breeze to speak of. That certainly won't be a factor. Runs around. A little bit more purchase on the footy. Coxon all the way. Great stuff to see James Coxon get himself onto the score sheet. And they move on to 8-3, are we?
9-3.
9-3, sorry. 9-3 Scottsdale 57. Deloraine 14-10-94.
Well, we said that a real aim here for Pedlewood as the coach and the team was to win the quarter. And so far they've kicked 2 goals to no score.
It's been all Deloraine so far. I know Grooves will give us some inside 50 shortly. But
now 4-1 so far this quarter.
Yep.
And back getting them on top in the clearances again.
Yeah,
like they had been earlier.
They've had a great start. So
trying to find the coach. He's on ball now, Ethan Pedlewood. So here's Keefe. Goes up unattended. There is Pedlewood. Ball comes down and Pearce tackles him.
That's something you'd reckon Delraine would want to tighten up, those clearances. When you've got a dominant ruckman like that, you really need to be winning those, don't you?
He wasn't dominant on that occasion because Tuffin wins that one. It's going to go Deloraine's way. Smith by hands over the top to Keefe. Doesn't bounce favourably for him. Pedlewood right in there with Tuffin. Here they go now, the Scottsdale Magpies. Inside 50 turnover. Another intercept mark. And that time it's going to go to Jaden last. Good defender. What were those intercept marks again for the game at three-quarter time, Groups?
13-3.
Yeah, so there's another one for you. Here's Keefe. Goes short. Was never going to be paid anyway because it went 8.5 metres. They're going to go by hand. Just some decision-making errors here from the Roos. Chilcott to the 50. There's an intercept mark, Dave Gruber, for the Magpies. And they get the ball out now and they go. Pedlewood's got to reach for it. He does. They found some space.
Whoa.
They turn the ball over again. Pearce just says, get out of my way. I'm from Coolangatta. And here comes Hall. Turnover. They do well, the Magpies. It's another one there to Warwick Hall mark. So Warwick Hall, 70 metres out from goal. Looking for their third for the quarter. Who's there? Nunny puts the fingers up, can't mark it. Does it stay in? It doesn't. It goes out of bounds, left forward pocket here at the Racing Club end of the ground.
Probably lucky too that wasn't out on the full. It just bobbled off his boots, but I think it
must
might
have been over the line.
Yeah.
So boundary throw in, left forward pocket. 10-goal lead to the Deloraine Roos. The 11 goals, in fact. Kicked 10 more goals. Boundary throw in, none. There's Keefe's there as well. Here the ball comes out. That could be a terrific shot at goal by Mitchell Conn. But it misses everything and hits the far point post. Well, just need to lay it across the boot. Could have been goal of the day. Here's Heath Shaw. Back pocket, tucked away. Ben Smith's going to fly. Runs under it, off hands. In front of us here in the commentary box, listening to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5. Once again, thanks to our wonderful sponsors, Buckby Motors. Brought to you and broadcast by them. Visit buckbymotors.com.au to find your next motor car. So boundary throw in. Really good viewing here with the big windows in this box here for us. There's a free kick. The umpire that is about 90 metres away has found something at the stoppage and it's going to go to Scottsdale.
Ethan Pedlewood.
Yep.
He
So
did.
Ethan Pedlewood.
He's a very good player, Ethan Pedlewood, but I tell you what, he puts some
Umpire's
muscle on
whistle
that.
goes again. It's 50 metres against Pearce. And Pedlewood is going to end up with 6.
I was just saying, Macca, he's been watching a bit of Neighbours because he played for that free kick and now he's converted that into a 50 as well.
So he's got a couple of goals now. If this one goes through, he's going to kick from the top of the goal square. Still on the slide angle. 15 metres out. Ethan Pedlewood misses!
Oh.
Geez, I nearly put him down for 6. You can hear the cheers. The jeering crowd from Delraine. Ethan Pedlewood has been good today. Just taking his opportunities. That was not one occasion. Groves is up and about. Hawthorn will kick there first. Mitch Lewis. So here they come away now. Jaden Last. I've liked his defensive game, Jaden Last. A couple of really nice punches. Real old-style defender. Ball goes 60 metres out. You've had a big day, Rob.
It has been a big day.
Women's
The
game
women's
was
game
right
early.
in the balance at half-time, and then the Kangas just got away from them.
They did. They'll have a good day today, the Kangas, although Scottsdale did it in the reserves. They had a very good reserves win.
Didn't they,
So
Scottsdale? Very good.
Yeah, they did very well. Another inside 50 here for the Magpies. Ball bobbling around. Hall in there, trying to win possession. Ball held up. Deloraine defence holding firm. So we've called Warwick Hall a few times today. He's the leading goal scorer for the season up until today. Obviously, Pedlewood, I reckon, probably rests that mantle off him. Hall throws it off the boot. Bobbles around. Just hacked forward. Deloraine at the back. Shaw could have raffled that one. And finds a teammate there in Liam Taylor. Love that noise through the effects, Mike. Ran off the mark, didn't he? I think that's going to be a throw-in. He's taking it out of bounds. So, Delraine, as we said, Macca, got a really good lead, but you just want to finish off the game well and go into the after-game stuff with a good feeling, not just the 4 points, and that's an elementary mistake. And Scottsdale with another sniff. Boundary throw-in, 20 metres around from the goal. Keefe in there again for North to Shore, the two imports. Ball comes out. Deloraine looking to get on the spread. Scottsdale, good pressure around the footy. In the hands of Taylor. Comes back. Hall. Macca's new favourite player. He's terrific. Byrne out-pointed there under that one. Got the numbers though, Deloraine. Just keep it moving forward. Chilcott doesn't quite sit for him. Been in everything today. Here they go. Sing line. Just bangs it forward. Oh, nice run of the football there. That was Leckus Mountain. He couldn't quite snag it. And that's holding the ball. Good tackle there from Mountain. Did the follow-up from not being able to take the mark. Chase down tackle. Plows it into the man on the mark, Liam Taylor. Ball comes back though, Lux of Fortune. Hayes just sends it inside 50. Hall couldn't quite get under it, outnumbered. Keefe's there too. Deloraine keep the ball moving forward through the hands. That's nicely done. Moved on quickly from Blacklow. Stopped across the half-back line there. And that's that player I like, Creswell. Like I said, needs to ring Tom Platts for a leg routine, but that's all right. Picks out a teammate there in Lachlan Cox. Cox has got the skipper. We've talked about he's got a handful. Could have had 6. Pedlewood, what's he got in front of him? Needs someone to run at him. Hall's going to do just that. Pumps it long. Ball's going to go over Hall's head. All clears the pack. All Shaw there for the Roos. He'll get his hand on it, and he does. Comes out, nicely done. They move the ball well here. Handball to no one in particular there from Blacklow. Boundary line wins.
Oh, deliberate.
Insufficient intent, says umpire Tregurtha.
The locals are furious.
Blacklow can't believe it.
Here's Towns for Scottsdale inside 50. Hole reaches top of the mark. It's going to be a mark or a chopping of the arms, I reckon.
Oh, crowd love it.
Against Logan Howe. But I reckon he had enough of it initially, then the chopping of the arms.
Just about blew my eardrums out there in the effects, Mike. The crowd weren't happy.
Sounds good, doesn't it? Old
I love
school.
It. Love it.
Just 6 minutes gone in the last quarter at Longford. Longford 7-12 leads South 6-10.
Massive
So
upset
the
that
one.
gives up, Macca. Here we go. Hall lining up for his second. He'll be the only multiple goal scorer for Scottsdale after Pedlewood's 5. Moves in, does Hall. Strikes it nicely off the left boot. Umpire does absolutely no work at all. Right over his hat. So good reward for effort there from Warwick Hall. That was a nice pluck at the top of the marking range there, or a chop of the arms, whichever you like. Got his 2.
Yep, 2 goals for him.
And they move on, the Magpies. Would that be 10-3?
10-4-64 to 14-10-94, so close the gap to 5 goals.
10 goals.
And they've got 11 inside 50s to 2, and they've kicked 3 goals, 1
Yeah,
this
well,
quarter.
I know again, and Macca, I know you're an old coach, I'm an old coach, and you're always happy to walk away with the 4 points, but you also want to win and win well. So Delraine's put the cue in the rack by the looks of things.
Saving themselves for their big game next week, Launceston.
Yeah, a heck of a game that'll be.
I'll need some confidence going into that one.
My word. Ball back in the middle of the ground. Keefe again. He's been good today, the import. Umpire's picked out a free kick. And it's a holding free kick, and that man Kai Chilcott, he's been terrific today. Chilcott finds a teammate right on the arc of 50. And that's Ben Smith, who's been really good himself. Had a goal as well, but lively. Just another one of those lively youngsters up front for them. And that's a really nice run of the footy there from Leighton Bloomfield. Gee, I like the way he leads at the footy.
He's strong, isn't he? He's a really strong target.
Oh, he is. He just, I don't know, you'd sort of reckon you'd throw someone in front of him and try and block his run at it, but he just does so well. Usually a pretty good kick. I'll put the mockers on him now. We'll see what happens.
No mockers there.
No mockers there, right through the middle over the Elders Deloraine sign. That's number 4 for Leighton Bloomfield, and a much-needed goal for Deloraine. 15-10-100. They brought up the 3 figures to 10-4-64, the Magpies.
He's got the full set now, Leighton Bloomfield. 1 in every quarter. 4 for the day.
Yeah, so real 4-quarter performer.
He's a really good target, though, as you mentioned, and good use. Hawthorn, 2-3-15. They now lead Melbourne. 2-2-14 at the G.
Grubbs is chewing his fingernails too, I'm noticing.
Inside 50s, Grubbs.
11-3.
Yeah, Scottsdale away.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's been all Scottsdale. Here's Chilcott, the skipper. Been excellent from this first bounce today. Chilcott goes again. Handballs out. Scrappy. The thing that both teams have just got to... You watch your Souths and Lonnies, and you watch these two, and then it's just those hands and the skills by foot and hand.
Yep.
I think they try and run well, Deloraine, but sometimes they just let themselves down with connection by that hand or foot.
It's the difference, isn't it?
Yeah, because they've got good targets, they've got good defenders, good targets, good on ballers. They just need to be able to connect a little bit better and work hard at it. As you said, just repetition of skill will make things better. There's Smith. He's got plenty of skill. Right on centre wing. They go long and strong again. Keefe, he's forward. He can't get it. The ball flies over the back. It's starting to get dark again, Dave Gruber.
It is, yeah, just noticed that.
Got the night vision goggles up, I have. And it goes through for a behind for the Deloraine Magpies.
Yeah, I think it's just a big part of, we talk about repetition, keeping those, I keep talking about that Scottsdale defence. Get some reps into them, get some games into them, get a couple of pre-seasons into them. Nice blind turn there. We don't see a lot of those. He's trying to sell a bit of candy, but wrapped up. Hall's in there again. Taken out there by number 18, Deegan Young. He's done a few good things today. Won himself a free kick as well. Nice size, Young. Moves it on quickly. Pedlewood, he moves it on quickly. Pumps it inside 50. Hayes underneath it. Bigger defender against him. Battles on though, Hayes. Umpire's picked out a free kick, and it'll be Scottsdale's way. Crowd can't believe it.
It's going to be a free kick held on to, I think, and 50.
It looks like that man Coxon, I think.
It is Coxon. This Tregurtha, he umpired our school senior game. Go to goal first.
Coxon kicks the goal. That's his second. Well done.
And Tregurtha, he takes nothing. Like the boys the other day were too chirpy. Every time chirp, 50 metres, 100 metres. They wouldn't shut up. He keeps giving it, and he's selling them here. He's got to be quiet.
Yep, and he's actually telling him what he did.
He's sure.
Sure he's got the hands on the hips.
So it's a goal to Coxon after all of that. And they're finishing well here are the Scottsdale Magpies.
They're doing really well. What do we got, Scott? Just a quick score check there. Groobs has got the scoreboard going over there. 15-11-101 to 11-4-70.
So the margin's back to 31. That's 2 for Coxon in this quarter.
4 goals won this quarter to Scottsdale.
Yeah. You'd be stoked with that. I mean, it's easy when you're away from home and you're down to maybe tuck it away and think of next week, but they're having to crack the pies and they're going forward again. Another inside 50 there. Just weight of just moving the ball forward, which is terrific. Hall in there again. Umpire's picked out a free kick. Hear the Bronx cheer from the crowd. It's Kai Chilcott.
2 points of difference at Longford. Longford still hold the lead.
Chilcott moves it out wide. Found a teammate there. Picked him out there, Atkins. Caleb Atkins, he's found a teammate. Good ball use from Delraine. It's Ben Blacklow. Short ball in the Hewitt direction. Couldn't quite clunk it. Umpire's found a free kick there. Again, Deloraine's way. Interfered with in the marking contest there. It's there every day of the week. Can't argue with that. Short ball. Byrne. Very good start early. Been in and out of the game a little bit after them, but his work rate's just impeccable, Byrne. He's everywhere. Spots a runner coming at him. I reckon that's probably Leighton Bloomfield. That's normally how he hits up at it. Earned the mark. Starting to get dark here, as the boys said. The couch is still in the back of the Ram truck over there on the far side. The Ryan player lining up. Just can't quite see the number if that is Bloomfield. Number 7.
Pearce.
Oh, no, it's Pearce. Oh, just touched on the line. Ball stays in play. Oh, just not quite enough on that one, Nathan Pearce. Ball comes out. Nice movement there, Singline. Just sends that long with interest in the Hayes direction. Hayes underneath it. Oh, high tackle there. Umpire says play on.
So ball's on centre wing. Delraine. They've had 1 goal for the quarter. 4 goals to Scottsdale. They're finishing well, the boys from the sideline. Doing well in the ruck there is Tuffin. I like the way he's toughed it out. Oh, it's another intercept mark for Dave Gruber, this time to last. I mentioned I don't mind his defensive efforts, Rob.
No, he's been good.
Pretty solid. Here's Byrne. So Byrne goes short. Far side of the ground, getting hard to see. That's Taylor. I've also liked his game. Liam Taylor. He shows a little bit good skills. Blacklow trying hard on centre wing. It comes out. There's Con by hand. They combine down the wing, and there he is again. Another intercept mark to last. Chalk it down, go Gruber.
Yep.
Here's Chilcott. Need the boys to get his possessions during the week. Been pretty good. It's Taylor again on the far side. So they've combined a bit today. Have Chilcott and Taylor, both classy players for the Deloraine Roos. Get the ball to half-forward flank. They sling it out. Here's Pedlewood. Goes short. Nice use. No, not nice use. Turnover mark. Ryan Byrne. So Byrne on centre wing in the near dark conditions here at Deloraine. Howe. Oh, it's a slow handball. Only just got to last. Back to Howe. It's going to come a little bit wider here now to Chilcott. I go either side of the wall here that's in the commentary box. Jaden Last, good left foot kick. Centre wing. Finds Clark. So Oliver Clark to the 50. I can see Magpies. It's going to come out. It's going to come off half back through Cox.
Magpies well set up. Open space, ball bobbling around. Here's an opportunity quick to slingshot this quickly up the other end. Coxon, couple of goals this quarter. Nice mark there on the wing. No one in front of him really to kick to. He goes backwards. Pedlewood. Sorry, I should say that was Con. Spreads the footy towards Pedlewood. Opportunity here inside 50. Deloraine, lots of numbers back. Hayes held up. The two Roos hanging off him. So, again, as we've said, just great effort here from the Magpies. Just never giving in. Working it forward. Pure will of effort in front at the moment. Tompkinson gets first hand on, belted forward there. Deloraine on the counter. Nicely done. Newsom up the other end of the ground this time. And it comes back though. Oh, high tackle there. Umpire lets that one go. He calls it holding the ball. He's almost taken his head off his shoulders. Keefe moves it on quickly. Keefe a bit proppy after he's kicked it. Hopefully he hasn't done something. Nice mark there in... that was number 8, Ben Smith.
Yep.
And he's found Pearce, who's been super busy, and he's found a teammate there. Just keep an eye on behind play there with Keith Macker. He's just limping there now. Hopefully he's all right. He kicked the footy and he's grabbed hold of his leg. After the siren, so the 4 points are on the board here for the Roos. It won't really matter. After the siren, Darcy Hewitt lining up for his second goal. As I said, he's left a couple out there. Hewitt. Distance won't be a problem with those powerful legs. On a bit of an angle. He's going to kick this one, I reckon. From about 40 when he lets it go. Oh. Beautiful job. Great finish to that one, Darcy Hewitt. That's his second for the day. And we'll, on the Dave Gruber scoreboard, not the memorial scoreboard because he's still with us.
Yep.
Dave Gruber, thank you very much for that. Deloraine 16-11, 107. Scottsdale 11-4-70. I'll go quickly through the goal kickers. So for Delraine, Leighton Bloomfield was their leading goal scorer with 4. Got a couple of threes with James Newsom. Nathan Pearce, Locky Keefe with 2. Darcy Hewitt with 2. That last goal of the game. The singles to Kai Chilcott, Ben Smith. And I think that's it. And for Scottsdale, Ethan Pedlewood leading all comers for the day with 5. And a couple of 2s there. Warwick Hall, James Coxon, Lachlan Bowman and Joel Hayes finishing off the good work there for the Magpies.
Yeah, look, it was a pretty competitive game, wasn't it? There were some moments there in that third quarter where Deloraine got away. They kicked 5 goals. Scottsdale couldn't really match them. But we said at three-quarter time, let's hope the Scottsdale boys can win the last quarter, or at least try to, and they did. It was 4 goals to 2 in the last quarter. It was all Scottsdale groups. You want to go through the final lot of stats for us, if you don't mind?
Yeah, just quickly. So hit-outs, 32 to Deloraine, 24 to Scottsdale. Clearances, 29 for Deloraine, and Scottsdale had 40 for the day. Inside 50s, finished even at 43 each, and it was 7 to 15 Scottsdale's way in the last quarter, which was a bit of a reverse to the third quarter. Inside 50s. Marks inside 50, Deloraine 14, Scottsdale 8. The big discrepancy here was intercept marks, where Delraine took 17 for the day to Scottsdale's 8. And free kicks, pretty even, 23 for Delraine, 27 for Scottsdale.
Thanks, groups. Another good day. And as I said, you know, we probably come here, especially with the ins for Delraine. We thought that it might have been somewhat of a smashing. But look, I was really pleased for Scottsdale. I thought they were quite competitive. Obviously, Ethan Pedlewood was a star with 5 goals. But then the fact that they were able to hold on, win the last quarter, full credit to the boys. They'll go over the side link. They're going to struggle probably to win a game. But if they keep showing up, keep developing their players in Scottsdale, then, you know, who knows what can happen later on this year and that. But Ethan Pedlewood's a great leader, good young fellow. Yeah. And obviously a great player as well, kicking his 5 goals today. For the winners, Deloraine, we mentioned that they started the year well, beating Longford in a bit of an upset. They've had some injuries, obviously with the inclusions today of Pearce, Keefe, and probably to a lesser extent Heath Shaw. But he was a general down back. I saw what he was coaching the boys down back. But they've got some good players. They've got some really good players, led by at the top, Chilcott, Byrne, Bloomfield, a good forward pocket, a good full forward, Benny Smith, dangerous. Darcy Hewitt's played a lot of senior footy now. And, you know, Dylan Hall was one I really liked, number 23, I thought there. So, look, good signs for Deloraine. You want to see them beat North Launceston.
Yeah.
You know, as a club that struggles a little bit this year. We've got one boy coming off here on the crutches. It might be, is it Jurak?
Just trying to look and see
Who
his
it is,
number.
I think it might be.
We
It looks
talked
a bit
about the
like
injury
him.
list before, Macca.
He's on the crutches. Yeah, it is Jurak. So Jurak there on the crutches, number 42, Thomas Jurak. So look, you know, really good effort. Better players, I'll do them than you do the votes for us. If we look at Scottsdale, obviously Ethan Pedlewood with 5 as we go down the list. Singline had his moments defensively. Warwick Hall, I think, is a good target. Coxon smart up forward. Kruska didn't play for them, which is, you know, a player that can easily come back in as one of the best players in the comp. Tuffin, I thought he really was okay in the ruck.
Yep.
Up against Keefe for most of the day. Thought he did all right. Con was a player I didn't mind across half back. Just, you know, a lot of these boys did well. It's just their use of their footy by hand and foot, where they try, but they just turn it over. Delraine, top of the list. Kai Chilcott, everywhere from start to finish. We mentioned Byrne before. Darcy Hewitt, you know, really good. Bloomfield with his 4 goals. Newsom, dangerous, you know, as a forward, one of their forwards. You know, all the way down to obviously Locky Keefe, their import, and also Nathan Pearce, who's come back as well, kicked his 3 goals. So, before we wrap up, Rob, thank you to the team in the studio. Chris Sayer there. Chris Ball, great to see you in amongst it today. I know you're not happy about your Brisbane Lions the other night, but it's good to have you at Deloraine, obviously with our skipper enjoying his holiday over in England. Well done to Grooves. Rob, you've had a big day doing the women's game as well. And drum roll, the 3, 2 and 1. Make sure you do them from 1 up.
I will certainly. Thank you, Macca, too, for your leadership today. You've stepped in beautifully into that captain's role.
Well, I don't want to take it.
No, no, it's a big mantle to wear, but beautifully covered with the best players. So tough to find some votes today. I've given 1 vote to Ethan Pedlewood from Scottsdale. I thought he was terrific. 5 goals, probably could have had 6 or 7. Just really, really good leadership and certainly kept them in the game at times. But some good signs from him. The second, my second vote, Nathan Pearce perhaps a little unlucky, but I've given it to Leighton Bloomfield. I thought best forward on the ground. As you said, a goal in every quarter, so he did it for the whole 4 quarters. Just presented himself, was a threat all the time. And I've given 3 votes to Kai Chilcott. I thought it was an outstanding game from him. Again, we didn't count his possessions. He would have ended up, I reckon, mid to high 30s. But not just accumulator. He was setting up things. Very, very busy early. A little bit quieter in the last quarter. But, you know, great captain's game from him, and he got a goal as well. So 1 vote, Ethan Pedlewood from Scottsdale. 2, Leighton Bloomfield from Deloraine for his 4 goals. And 3, Kai Chilcott for a mountain of possessions and a great goal as well.
So there it is here from Delraine. Just before we go, the final scores, Delraine 16-11-107. They defeated Scottsdale by 37 points, 11-470. I don't believe there's any football coverage for us next week. There is. At Windsor Park next week.
Windsor Park, that's right.
Oh, it is 23rd?
Yeah,
Haven't you read the manifesto?
No.
We've got there's a change. We were supposed to be somewhere else, I
You
think.
were supposed to be at Longford.
Yeah.
And now where are you, boys?
Windsor Park.
Windsor Park.
Launceston.
Who? Oh, versus Delraine. Okay. I'm obviously not required because it's not on my calendar.
Yeah.
I'll see you when I see you. No, I think I've got the VFL game too in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
The Devils versus Richmond. I'll be there for that one. So, look, thanks for joining us here at Delraine. Well done to the team. And hopefully, Grooves, we can listen to the Hawks win on the way home.
Yep, let's hope so. They're even up now, 21 points apiece.
Righto. Well done.
Thanks,
Thank you to all of our listeners. Thank you to the live stream. Thanks to Chris. And well done. Thanks for joining us. See you at Windsor Park next week.
Sounds great. See you then. Thank you.
The forecast for this weekend is the right kind of hot and the right kind of cold, all in the same day. Because the NTFA is in our DNA. Road trips and stops at the cafe. There's karaoke on the highway. Oops, too many lattes. The juniors, the seniors, talent pathways.
Avery Thomas, that's a strong mark.
Mate, I used to play with him, eh? It's the frost, it's the fog, the spray, and the spray. The crescendo of car horns from the parking bay. 22 clubs, 67 teams, 9 premiership cups. Get to your local footy club this weekend.